tell. Yo, can I get a mic check 1 2 1 2 up in the chat, man? What's good, everybody? What's good, man? What's good? Yo, so for those of you guys confused as shit right now, in 20 minutes the draft starts. I got you guys. This is like a yearly tradition for us. All right, I got you guys back. So for you guys who are the earliest people up in here, I'm gonna tell you how it goes. All right. For the first like 10,000 people watching us, I'm going to allow everyone to chat, okay? After that, I got to do a little bit of weeding out. So that's why I'm going to turn members only on when things get a little bit crazy. I hope you guys understand. Last year, I had a bunch of people literally calling for my neck in this stream. And I don't want to get into my personal life, but there's only so much I could take currently. I'm mourning a loss as well. I don't want to get into it, but on top of that, here's how the schedule is going to go. In about 19 minutes, the draft is going to start. I'm going to show you guys the full draft. I can't show you anything right now because all they have right now is Sports Center. And, well, I'm not trying to get my channel banned, and I'm already taking a pretty big freaking risk. All right? On top of that, guys, how do you become money? How do you become a member, and does it cost money? You become a member, top link in the description down below. It costs like $3, dude. I made like a really cheap option for you guys. It's the only way I could weed out the people that are going to come in here and troll and the ones that are going to actually support. I hope you understand. Yo, Eric Rayweather in the building, bro. What's up, man? How are you? Let me mod you real quick. Anyone else want to become mod? It's about to get real toxic up in this bitch. And do your boy a favor. I'm going to say this over and over and over again, bro. I'm taking a huge risk here. I could possibly lose my channel for this. Just smash the like button for the freaking YouTube algorithm, and we're straight. Wow, you guys, I like the first like 10,000 are always the nicest. Yo, do you see the? Yo, Roger, appreciate you becoming a Mike Mafia soldier. It's okay if you can't be a member. You only need to be a member to chat. You could watch the stream. You know, you could watch the stream. It's chill. It's just when it gets crazy in here. You know what I mean? I think so, Mango, but if you want, I could also PayPal you because you're a mod. Let's see where we're at. I'm gonna update you guys on a bunch of like news and stuff as well. And oh yeah. I'm just warning you guys. I'm warning you guys. Since I'm doing this, instead of running commercials, yo, Roger, appreciate you becoming a member, bro. Since I'm doing this, I am extremely prone to doing shameless plugs for my social media as I'm doing it. But the cool news is you'll probably get to see yourself get shouted out a decent amount. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. This is last year we kind of did this when we had a dead channel and 100,000 subscribers. So it's really cool for things to be coming back full circle, you know? Yeah, Mango, if you do it, I got you. For now, if you go ahead and you retweet this tweet, as I'm going to be covering you guys on the Klay Thompson information in the Klay Thompson news, you'll see your name pop up on screen. And if you guys could do me a favor and drop an RIP Bubba EC, bro. My Gramps just died. I'm actually missing part of the Shiva today to do this live stream for you guys. I asked my mom and dad for permission. They understood how important this live stream was for me. So, you know, if people are out of line, I'm going to count on you guys to set them straight. You know what I mean, bro? I hope you guys understand. In about 15 minutes, the official draft comes on as well. I appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love. And appreciate the retweets as well, man. Yo, Rage, appreciate the $2 dono. And of course, more importantly than that, more importantly than retweeting, not more importantly than my grandfather's death, obviously. If you're new, let me know so I could give you a nice little welcome to the stream, you know? Clutch YouTube, you want a mod? Yo, did you see the rap I sent you on Twitter? No, I did not. I didn't get a chance. I know there's people out there, bro. You either love me or you hate me, man. People either love me or hate me. Tweet is in the chat once again. You know, there's no in between. You either love me or you hate me, man. But I appreciate the ones that love me, and we're going to be making this push to 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I'm going to stream the draft, Diago. We're waiting 15 minutes because if we... Here, let me see if I can pull it up right now. It's not this. It's this. It's on SportsCenter right now. If I show you this, we could lose the channel. It's technically SportsCenter right now. We smoking your pops. Thank you, dude. Mike, I'm subbed to you last year. You're tight. Who was here last year? Let me know. Bro, I've been getting a lot of negative comments lately. It sucks. We've been getting so many negative comments lately. So it's really nice to see some like positivity going on here. You tied with Jimmy High Roller? Dude, what if I told you that I am tight with Jimmy High Roller? He endorsed my channel on his Instagram like a couple months ago. What was it? Beginning of October? We're good buddies. Love him. I think he's a way better content creator than I am. Tremendous mutual respect between the both of us. Bro, just wait. It's going to get really toxic in here real soon. You know what I mean? You met me in the NFL draft? And, guys, you know, since the draft hasn't started yet, I'm going to show my notifications as you guys do this. Bro, this is my post in honor of my grandfather. I'm going to try not to show this as much on the stream. If you guys could go and show your respect there, man, it'd mean the world for me. I had somebody, like, literally... No, I don't have it. I had somebody yesterday go and say... Here, look at this horrible comment someone left me yesterday, dude. This is the type of negativity you deal with as a YouTuber. And as you guys are doing that... Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Yo, thank you for the $20 dono, Abe. I really appreciate it. But, yeah, man. Dude, I don't want to get into it. He was a really quiet guy, and he, like, I don't know. I always, like... I'm a very talkative dude. And he was a very quiet dude. And I would say, yo, Gramps, why are you always so quiet? And he said... So many people love to hear themselves talk, but no one ever wants to take the time to listen to them. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. So, yeah, let's just, sorry, we have 12 more minutes till the draft starts. Who do you guys think is going to be the #1 pick? Let's make it a little bit more positive. The lighting's pretty fire, too. Been here ever since you were posting, Mike. Keep it up. Wow. Wow, Anthony Edwards? I think it's Mellow, bro. Where my Mellow gang at? And here, let me show the love to the people that went ahead and actually showed him respect, man. You guys are freaking awesome, man. The first ones in here are always the best, dude. The first ones in here are always the freaking best, dude. The first ones in here, man. Oh, my God. Such horrible timing, too. Such horrible timing. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Look at Bubba AC, dude. So I should stop thinking about it, bro. I should stop thinking about it. All right, let me see where they are at Sports Center. And I'm giving you guys another reminder, man. I know you see Cole Anthony, but Sports Center, if I show that to you, bro, Disney is savage. They'll kill me. You know, like, it's over for us. No more draft stream. Just a reminder, man. I know you guys could all talk now, but eventually, you guys could still watch the stream, but eventually it's going to be members only. So if you do want to chat, I don't think $3 to chat in this live stream is a really, like, crazy number. Because, like, dude, I used to be a broke-ass college student, too, so I get it. And I feel like the ones that can't chat aren't going to be, like, complaining about it. You know? So I feel like, I feel like that's a good price if you just want to chat. Once we get to 10,000. Just going to remind you, if you guys want to retweet the tweet, there you go. Yo, the Thunder are in talks about potentially, where was it? NBA Central said this. Was it NBA Central? No, yeah. The Thunder are trying to acquire the Minnesota Timberwolves number 17 pick. You see, like, if you look at the Boston Celtics, what up, Brad? If you look at the Boston Celtics, they absolutely hate the fact that they have, like, 4 draft picks in this year's draft. And the Thunder are like, no, we want more draft picks. Give us all your draft picks. Like, you should stream more. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people might not know this. My Twitch account got banned. Yeah, I'm going to show the draft icon. My Twitch account got banned. And, yeah. Literally, my Twitch account got banned, and my grandfather died on, like, the same week. I don't want you guys to feel bad for me. It's been tough, man. So, I have to start all over again on this channel. It's called TheFlightMike TV. That's where I'm going to do all my gaming. I'm going to start doing rebuilds, very similar to my buddy. You all know my homie, King of the Fourth Quarter, right? Very similar to what he does, man. Very similar to that on that channel. Great guy, great human being. Very happy that he's doing well. Why Twitch ban you? They claimed that I attempted to swat somebody. Ugh, Tony, man, I appreciate the love, dude. Seems like such a nice guy. You a goat for streaming the draft. You guys are goats for coming in here. Can we get some more can we get some people to make the push to 2,000 likes so we could get the word about the stream out there? Fotis, thank you. Mink, thank you for joining Mike Mafia, man. Oh my God, you became an underboss? Holy crap. Dude, I think you're the... Holy crap, man. Appreciate you becoming an underboss, brother. Really appreciate you. If you guys could also, wow, man, like, that's a big thing, man. That's huge. If you guys could go ahead and subscribe, man, if we could make the push to 450,000 subscribers, that'd be sick. We're still waiting for this draft to start. We have about 8 minutes until this draft starts. You know me, man. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to make the push to, I just want to, like, make content for you guys. You know me, man. That's what I told you guys last year. Nothing's changed. That's my only agenda here, bro. That's the only agenda I got. I just do this so I could, you know, I do this full time now. God bless. Dude, I can't believe we have an underboss up in here. The day we get a Dawn, that's going to be crazy. All right, let's, you know, we don't have to shove that down your throat. Who do you guys think the Warriors are going to take? Weissman, right? Wiseman. I don't know why I called him Weissman the entire time. Appreciate the subs, man. I'm going to try to read all the donos, by the way. If I don't, it's not because I'm a douchebag. At least when it comes on the screen, I'll read it for sure. Wait, I think I could pull it up somehow. Hold up. I'm getting used to YouTube streaming, by the way, guys. Here we go. Viewer activity. Keep up with the great content. By the way, your intro's fire. Dude, thank you. Oh my God. Dude. No way. CPEC. Yo, everyone show my man CPEC some love, bro. He just became a Mike Mafia Don for 50 bucks. Dude, what a goat. How much time until the draft? 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes, guys. And then I'll talk a little less, I promise. Yo, show CPEC some love. I'm your favorite guy for NBA news. Thank you, man. Yo, can we juice this Instagram post commemorating my grandfather to 3,000 likes, dude? Yo, everyone that becomes a Don, we're going to commemorate them properly, dude. We can't hear you? Of course you can. I see it right here. And by the way, this is the last time you're going to see me live streaming here. Our next setup's dope. I'm building something crazy for my gaming stuff. I promise you. Is you able to join show the draft live, bro? We're about to find out. If people here last year know what's going on. It's a type of member, bro. Check out memberships. Memberships are right there. Are you Jewish? Yes, I am Jewish. First time in the stream, but watch all your videos. You're great. Dude, CPEC, man. That means the world to me, bro. Stop using death for clout. Bro, get the hell out of my stream, bro. Get out of here, bro. I'm just trying to show my old man some respect. It's the first time I'm dealing with death, too. So excuse me if I don't know how to deal with it properly. Piece of crap, dude. Thank you, Elliot. Yo, Jakey, appreciate the dono, man. I'm sorry. You know, that's like whenever I post about him, I'm kind of worried that people say that. So I'm a little insecure about that. I think it should come on after this commercial, by the way. But come on, bro. Here, let me see if I could get Nightbot up in here. I can't believe there's people like that, dude. I really can't. The world doesn't revolve around clout. Even this I'm doing for algorithmic reasons. I got you, dude. I'll rename the stream eventually. John, appreciate the soldier, bro. Guys, if you want to get more people up in here, retweet this tweet. There will be sound. I'm just waiting for, you know, the draft to actually come on. But I'm going to have to overpower the sound. And that's just so we could keep the stream going. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why. Where's Jacob? Jacob, I got you. Who do you guys think the Knicks are going to take? I think Killian Hayes. Thank you, Fodes. The guy that said used Kobe. You understand how much I tortured myself over that? Do you really know? That stuff killed me. I was on 4 hours of sleep when I made that video. I wasn't thinking straight. It was my mom's birthday. I beat myself up really hard for that. I don't understand this culture of not forgiving people for the mistakes they make. You know, like I was raised in a culture where if you mess up, it's okay. So long as you become a good person and you do your best. Cardell, hey, sorry, I haven't been on active. I was eating dinner. Love you, Pop on God. Thank you, man. Dude, so long as you do your best to be a good person, you're not going to be perfect all the time. I just started creating NBA content this year. I deleted the video. I donated the money. I forgave myself. And if you don't forgive me, then you could leave my channel. You know, like, there's only so much I could do. I'm not going to beat myself up over my mistakes anymore. Do you, bro? No way you're going to please anyone. Everyone, prayers for you. Thank you, Nathan. Jeff, appreciate the sponsor, bro. I mean, appreciate the membership, bro. It's already getting toxic in here, man. And like typically I'd be able to deal with it, but there's been a lot of negativity lately. I just hope stuff becomes a little bit more positive. In about a minute, the draft's going to start. Can we make this push to 2,000 likes? Thank you for the positive comments, man. Still Sports Center. Just trying to play it safe. What's up, Mike? You doing all good? Yeah, it's just the toxic comments are getting in. That's why I'm thinking of putting it on. That's why I'm going to put it on members only once we get to a specific point. At least that way we won't get, like, it'll be a little bit easier to read the chat. We're going to members only it. Byron, appreciate the membership, dude. Okay, man. Looks like it's time. Oh, still waiting. Still waiting. Let's wait. Rika, appreciate the soldierdom, bro. And make sure to retweet this tweet. And again, guys, before we make the transition, one last thing. Remember, I do all my streaming now on this channel. It has like no clout because it's practically dead. If you guys could go ahead and subscribe, that'd be great. LaMelo's live on Insta. We're gonna be on that. Jeff, appreciate you joining Mike Mafia, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at LaMelo's live because that's something I could get you guys. All right, he's live, guys. This is stuff that they wouldn't give you normally in the draft.
Who?
Could you guys, let's see. Could you guys hear it? I can't really hear it.
Catch y'all boys. Just know it's up. Y'all see my fingers.
I'm going to be here. I'm going to be mixing and finding the most entertaining stuff to bring to your face, guys. Okay, here we go.
Edwards, the explosive scorer from Georgia, mother and grandmother with him in spirit in Atlanta tonight as he awaits to see when he will be drafted. James Wiseman, we got just a short glimpse of him in college basketball this past season, but a tremendous, versatile big man. Where will he go and how quickly? We saw a ton of Obi Toppin in the Dayton Star Can Fly. Where will he soar tonight as he awaits to hear his name called in New York City?
I can't make it that loud. There's specific things I got to do to finesse the algorithm. You guys are just going to have to trust me, man.
With his pre-draft interviews and his game is so solid. The Iowa State star awaiting his moment, and you can't undersell the emotion that comes with this evening. R.J. Hampton, who skipped college basketball to play for the New Zealand Breakers, caught up just a little while ago, and the gravity of what this means for his life and his family as he has.
Damn, RJ's crying. Why is RJ Hampton crying?
Career tonight. This is our virtual draft community. We'll be checking in with players around the country with the pandemic forcing us to do this virtually. You won't see the same types of hugs that you typically do on draft night on the stage. But up to 58 different players, if they had their name called, 60 will in all, but we could have 58 join us tonight. Welcome to NBA Draft 2020, presented by State Farm. We're doing everything tonight from our ESPN studios on campus in Bristol. That, the big board, is where Adam Silver will join us to make the announcements of the players who are selected in this NBA draft. And just across the way, we'll be here to give you those picks.
This is so weird.
All of the news as it unfolds. Glad to have you with us as we work our way to the top of the hour when the draft will start. I'm Reese Davis alongside Jay Williams, Jay Bill.
Oh, so the draft isn't starting yet.
Adrian Morchanowski is here. He'll give us plenty of news, and we'll check in with Woj in just a second. Malika Andrews will have interviews throughout the night. Bobby Marks from a front office perspective. Most of you know that there's been a huge injury involving Klay Thompson that we will get to momentarily with Woj that could impact
the draft is at 8.
The draft tonight.
Is this Sports Center or the draft? Oh, it even says the draft begins in 30 minutes. Dude, they finessed us.
Draft prospects have ever gone through a journey like these draft prospects. I can't imagine the emotion of
Yeah.
Hampton, the other draft prospects.
Look, for this stuff, if players aren't getting drafted, I don't think I'm going to show it. Like, again, like, bear in mind, if I get caught showing you guys Sports Center, it might be over. You know what I mean? The draft is in 30 minutes. Bro, we got finessed hard.
There's a lot of really
Here, I'll play it like low.
whether it's guys like Tyrese Halliburton of Iowa State, Devin Vassell of Florida State, guys that can
Here, I'll play it in the background, but like not show the face. How's that? I'm not playing 2K till then, dude. What?
5% three-point shooter that can also defend. There's a lot of talent in this draft, and the ceiling may not be as high as the top three.
Oh, Bogdan Bogdanovich's deal. I know you're from Flight's 1v1, but you actually seem like a genuine guy. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, man.
Guys that last played, that's if you were actually playing going into March Madness. For a lot of guys, except for the guys who didn't play overseas. And the question I think a lot of GMs have is, did this adversity, this reveal a lot of character, or did it mask it?
All right, let's just go with it. We'll run with it.
To evaluate, and also for a lot of these guys, it has to be challenging. Who did you work out with? What was your schedule and how you worked out with? You were making a lot of adult decisions, considering you were working out in these types of environments, considering the pandemic.
And to your point, for LaMelo Ball and James Wiseman, it's going to have been over a year since they played their last competitive game by the time they step on an NBA floor. And each prospect
What up,
has
Nades?
really had different circumstances. You look at Tyrese Halliburton, he was able to play 3-on-3 out in Vegas. You have Tyrese Maxey, he was doing 6 a.m. workouts with Rajon Rondo before he went to the bubble. So each guy has kind of had different circumstances, but I think with no training camp, no summer league, we're going to really see who's kept themselves in shape.
Well, the team that has the first pick at the moment is the Minnesota Timberwolves. But picking just behind the Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors. You know, injuries wrecked their season a year ago. They have built a dynasty in the
I'd rather just like look at the trade updates.
One of those injuries along with Steph Curry. Woj joins us now. Woj, what do you have the latest on the Klay Thompson situation that unfolded this afternoon?
Reese, I was told Klay Thompson was in Southern California working out today, playing a pickup game. He suffered a right lower leg injury. He's going to be tested in the next few days. The severity of it is unclear.
All right, a lot of you guys are saying turn off the Sports Center until the draft comes on. I agree. We shouldn't risk it. Then we could lose this entire stream. We have to wait a little bit more. Who tweets the updates? I think Woj.
The injury is, and I'm told, lower right leg.
All right, Woj, thank you very much. As Woj finds out more, he'll share it with us in our coverage throughout the draft. Look, all of this is...
Yeah, this is all info we already know. This is all information we already know.
Just know it's up. I see my fingers.
Oh, snap. Is that what LaMelo Ball was saying? Can we rewatch it?
Either one or two is up to you. Hit it.
Do you think LaMelo Ball's going to the Warriors? Was he being cryptic?
Just know it's up. I see my fingers.
No way the Warriors take LaMelo Ball, guys. No way. Yo, Dadding, appreciate you becoming joining Mike Mafia, dude. There's no way. No way. Dude, I can't wait for this draft. Yo, look at Tyrese Halliburton's outfit. Damn, that outfit's rate the outfit, guys. Byron, I've been saying that too. By the way, the draft starts in 22 minutes. We got finessed. I thought it was going to start sooner, but apparently not. Who you got? Number one over. So I did a mock draft, but my top pick is probably going to be LaMelo Ball. My second pick is going to be James Wiseman. My third pick is going to be Anthony Edwards. What's up, Frozen? I can't believe there's no way he takes it. There's no way. No way. What other news do we got? Oh, Coop. Damn, people are going in on Anna Horford. Jesus, bro, this is Al Horford's sister. Oh my God. Yo, look at what Al Horford's sister just tweeted. Pretending to with Philly was exhausting the most miserable fans in the NBA. Bro, she literally compiled tweets, dude. Yo, Philly fans, are you glad that you don't have Al Horford anymore? Colin Sexton traded? I don't see it. Let me see. Here, you know what? We'll take Do Not Disturb off until I have to do like a little plug-in. What happened to Clay? Clay got injured, dude. Danny Green got traded twice as well. Ugh. I'm so annoyed because I started my draft early as well. And here we are getting finessed. Waiting 20 more minutes. By the way, again, guys, yo, thank you, Dadding. As soon as the draft starts, I'm going to show the entire thing. You don't have to worry about it, man. If you guys could do me a favor and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, bro. Subscribe, turn on those notifications. K-Shatzer, appreciate you becoming a sponsor, dude. You know, if you could hit that subscribe button, definitely would appreciate it. And also, if you could take some time to check out my gaming channel, TheFlightMike TV, that would also be greatly appreciated. If we could get to 18,000 here, that'd be great, man. It's been a struggle uploading to this channel because it's kind of like a dead YouTube channel that I resurrected from the past. You know, it's like a 5-year-old channel. You know, you got my GTAs up here, my bullies up in here. But, you know, I'm having fun with it, dude. And a lot of you guys wanted me to get into gaming. I'm going to do, like, rebuilds and whatnot like you guys requested. You be clicking fast? Dude, it's my job. A lot of people ask me, how do I edit so fast? I click fast. No, dude, I'm Jewish. But I want peace amongst everyone. What up, Legel? Play GTA again? Maybe when the PS5 comes out? Well, Waldo, appreciate it, man. Play a game while we play? Nah. Is this actually a live stream for the draft? Yeah. What's good, Mike? Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. What the... Dude, so far, I'll tell you what happened in the draft. We got finessed. We pull up to the draft, right? Like, thinking it's going to start at... What's it called? Thinking that it's going to start at 4:30... And look at the bottom left of your screen. Draft begins at 8 and 18 minutes. I'm trying to show you as little of this stuff as possible so we can keep the draft going. It technically starts at 5. We all got finessed, but it's okay. They clickbaited us. I can't stand people that clickbait. Can't you? What about you guys? You get it. You know what I did there. You get it. You should collab with 6 Rings. I would love to. Thank you, Carlos, for the condolences, dude. Dude, R.I.P. Bubba AC, man. Thank you so much for the love. How you lose to Flight, bum? I didn't hoop in like 6 months, and I was extremely out of shape, and I found out I was playing him 2 days before, and he's been training for like months. Collab with King of the Fourth Quarter if he ever wants to, man. You know? Of course, guys. If you want to get word about this lovely live stream out there, hit us with a retweet right here. No Boban for the Bucks. Are you spiritual? I'm trying to be. I really am trying to be. Warriors and Knicks have discussed a trade that would send the 2nd overall pick to New York per league source. Knicks currently own picks 8 and 23. Damn, dude. I really wonder if this Clay injury messes up my James Wiseman bet at number 2. I'm going to be so tilted. Honestly, yeah, that could throw everything off. They could go Anthony Edwards number 2 or LaMelo Ball number 2 now. I'm waiting for you to talk about Bogdan. I mean, there's not much to talk about. The trade fell through, if you guys didn't hear. Bogdan Bogdanovic is no longer being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. He can sign anywhere now. Harden to the Celtics, so it makes sense. Oh my God, bro. That's beautiful. I mean, not beautiful, but that's just like, you know what I mean? Are you a God-fearing Jew? I did rap to Philin before coming on here, if that answers your question. He said I'm playing? No way.
Just know it's up. Y'all see my
No way. No! 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 Oh my God, no! Dudes! No, dude! No, man! Dude! Klay Thompson tore his Achilles. Please be cap. I don't know who the hell that source is. Please be cap, dude. No! No! I'm not even a Warriors fan like that, dude. Oh my God, man. So much freaking negative stuff has been going on lately, dude. 2020 sucks, dude. I really hope that this is cap. I don't know who the hell this is. I don't know who this is. I really hope it's cap. Dude. That makes me so sad, man. Someone's trying to ratio me. Should we try to ratio someone? I need a picture of where's that picture of Anthony Edwards? Here we go. We're gonna ratio LaMelo Ball with Anthony Edwards. All right, if you guys want to help me ratio this dude, there's the link. I'm a Laker fan. Just because I wore a Warriors jersey to my flight stream, I mean my flight 1v1, ratio it, boys. Ratio is pretty much when you get more likes on your comment than the original tweet does. So assuming this is true with Klay, do you still have the Warriors at number 2 with Wiseman? I don't think so. They can't waste another year of Steph Curry's prime. What's the difference between tore and ruptured? I see you with the biz, my boy. Guys, we're 200 likes away from 3,000 likes on the stream. If you didn't like, could you drop a like on the stream? Bruh. Big bruh. 3,000, man. Appreciate it. Also, once we get to 10,000 live viewers, only members are going to be able to chat. Everyone could watch, but only the like members will be able to chat. Yeah, I figured this was cap. I think this is cap. It's not starting right now. It starts in 10 minutes. And also check out the gaming channel. I'm not... Dude, Shifty, why are you asking me these questions, dude? I'm being counter-ratioed. Why are we watching you watch YouTube? We're just waiting for the draft to start, dude.
They went undefeated. How about this starting group with Lonzo and LiAngelo, his brothers, not to mention Onyekwe Okongwu, who will hear his name called earlier tonight. By 15, he was living like a big baller. Signature shoe, drove a Lambo. Then he took his talents and maybe a little bit of baggage in the figurative and literal sense to Lithuania. But then after he left Lithuania, came back Rookie of the Year in Australia's NBL. Cameras are still focused and rolling on him. He says he's going to have a little gold on tonight in that suit. 5.6 million Instagram followers. That's 600 more. 600,000 more.
LeVar!
And there is that winning smile in the Ball family.
Oh, Tina looks way better. Tina looks...
Tonight. So
He's wearing some YSL for you right there.
Wow, Tina looks way better.
Breeze, you know, just put you on the style. I got you.
Yves Saint Laurent?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
You're stopping me. Where's my 100?
I'm waiting for these guys to dip. I'm waiting on these dudes to dip, man. Stop simping over LeVar. You're tagging Flight in this? Followers have nothing to do with nothing? No, not necessarily. Followers are really freaking good for like trying to build your brand, I suppose.
5 days there, saw a few practices, a few games, broke down film with LaMelo, and I was blown away at his maturation. And he was away from the cameras, and he seemed happy. He seemed like he could focus strictly on basketball, and that's what we saw this past season. In those 12 games he played, I mean, he averaged almost a triple-double per 40 minutes. He was by far the best player on that team at 18 years old. So I was blown away with just his growth, and then his talent level just as a 6'7" point guard is really one of one in this draft.
I'm not worried about any of that. I think his play speaks for
Dude,
itself.
you guys think I'll ever get up there myself?
He's got star potential. There's still some question marks, as there are with the top three.
I live on Pacific.
He doesn't shoot it great yet, but maybe he will. And I think he needs to become a much better defender. But with the ball in his hands, he's a wizard and one of the best passers you're ever going to see.
Yeah,
LeBron tweeted? What did LeBron say?
Won a world championship with Golden State, said he's one of the best passers he's ever played with. I think that speaks volumes. And something else about his character that I'm really starting to like is that, look, for most of your life, when you get beat up by your older brothers. I mean, think about it. Lonzo is one of the best on-ball defenders there is in the league. Like, that's a given. You can question his shot, you can question some other things, but him sitting down in the stand, so LaMelo going against that every single day. Like, I saw that, and that seeps into your DNA. Like, he's not going to stop. He's going to keep coming at you, and I think he's the best we have in this class at how he utilizes ball screens, because he's a great feel for the game.
You just don't know which hat he's going to put on by the end of the night, and that might be something that you're wondering right now, because that's one of the great moments of the draft every year. And then we wait and see, is he going to keep the hat? Is he going to have to change the hat and get somebody else's hat for the pictures later?
Bro, that's what they're analyzing right now. Hats.
Everything. Malika Andrews with how it's all going to work out on draft night.
Reese, it is 2020, and some things look a little bit different. So while the draftees are still getting the same treats that they would if they were getting drafted in Barclays Center, the hats that they walk across the stage with to shake the hand of Commissioner Adam Silver, those they are getting in this box. There are actually 30 hats in here. You can see the Hawks one is right here, and these are the hats that they will put on in the moment as their dream of entering the NBA finally comes true.
All right, Malika.
Very interesting.
That's a cool swag box.
Yeah.
They sent that to me when it had a hat from Italy in it and a dictionary, an American-Italian dictionary.
Hey, man,
Say it hit overseas, brother.
Tax-free money. It goes a long way.
No room for you.
It's wearing a money belt when you come back over in the States. You're good.
Well, a lot of times, you know, I started by saying here a couple of guys who got
The draft didn't start yet, by the way, guys.
You're probably good enough to get
Here, let me show you guys the
and
timer.
Some of us were not. You know, this is one of the drafts that people have talked about, that there could be a lot of shuffling, a lot of moving, a lot of trades in action. There have been years when we've anticipated that. And it
Look at the
just,
hat, man.
didn't
So
happen
inspirational.
that way. Woj is back with us now. So, Woj, what are you hearing about the Timberwolves, who shortly will be on the clock at number 1?
Reese, the Timberwolves are still on the phones, fielding calls, talking to teams about potential trades out of that number 1 spot. They're also talking about deals with their pick at 17. They have the 33rd pick in the draft, but this was their plan all along, was to field calls all the way to the start of the draft. They're doing that now. They're going to see what their best offers are versus making a decision on selecting a player at number 1 and keeping him.
Wow.
All right, Woj. So, who should it be? Number 1, who should be the number 1 overall pick? You were making the selection.
I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards. I think the big question that people have had about Anthony Edwards is that his love for the game. His love for the game. Because the last thing Minnesota wants is an Andrew Wiggins type that has all the ability, but, you know, maybe he didn't have the heart at that time to get the most out of it. But look, man, the metrics jump off the page.
Did Melo
When you watch
borrow
him play,
Lonzo's
numbers
draft
speak
suit?
for
That's a
itself.
good question.
He's NBA ready, and when you got guys like D Wade, Victor
I can't turn
Oladipo
up the
saying,
volume.
Yo, he's going to be the next one. That speaks volumes about where you're at. Can you remain consistent with that killer mentality? That's something that we're going to need to find out.
No perfect choice in this one. I think
3 minutes, guys.
Edwards is the most gifted. I mean, he's a 3-level scorer. He's a freight train in transition. Long, super athletic, and that's why I kind of give him the edge as the top prospect over LaMelo Ball, is because he's the far superior athlete. But your point about does he love to play is an important question.
And I'll say this, my pick is LaMelo Ball, if you can't tell already by the coverage, but if LaMelo Ball went to Kentucky or Duke or Kansas and played 30 national TV games and every NBA executive saw him with their own 2 eyes, I think he'd be the runaway number 1 pick in this draft.
What if he went to Georgia? Where every game wasn't on.
Right.
Yeah,
So
what if Edwards
right,
went to Kentucky or Duke?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's to your point that all these guys have major question marks.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Yeah, that's something that Billis has brought up a lot of times on college game days. When you have that type of reputation coming in, sometimes you're better off go to a proven program right there so that they don't pick you apart. If you don't win everything, draft board's going to be filled out at the end of the night.
All right, guys. Just a reminder, once it gets a little bit crazy in here, we may switch to members only mode. Everyone could still watch. It's just some people can't chat anymore. Take a moment to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications, man, for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get this stream out there. We're taking a huge risk by doing this stream. So, you know, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, that'd mean the world to me. We're going to come back as soon as the commercials are done, by the way, for those of you guys that are wondering. And if you guys could take a minute to, I think I'm going to launch a NBA 2K21 giveaway. up on my Instagram account. So if you guys could go ahead and check us out on the gram. A link to that is going to be in the chat as well. What up, ASMR? Who was here last year? Does the audio get better? Yeah, it does. The audio gets way, way better. Here's the... What the hell? And as tradition, I'll always, you know, show off you guys saying savage stuff on my Instagram account. It's starting. Oh. Shit. I didn't want you guys to see that. Ugh, that's so embarrassing. I can't believe that that just happened. My bad. That's my worst nightmare. Dang. I just tried to refresh and that happened. Ah. Appreciate the love, guys. All right, NBA draft. Is it starting yet? No, we're still in commercial break, guys. Still in commercial break. By the way, if you want to be a member to talk once we go to members only, a link to that is in the description down below. You're not getting commercials? Tell me what channel you're watching it. Shams just tweeted. No, nothing. Nothing important from Shams. Appreciate all you guys following me, man. Shoutouts to each and every one of you, dude. Damn, shoutouts to each and every one of you. And I don't think the sub ticker is, you know, updating, so it is what it is. And if you also want to check us out as we do gaming, Adrian Wojnarowski, the Timberwolves remain on the phone here. I'm going to give you guys the Woj update. Everything Woj brings you, anything behind the scenes, I'm going to make sure I have for you guys, either on here or on my Twitter account. The Timberwolves remain on the phones discussing possible trade scenarios with the #1 overall pick. Sources tell ESPN Gerson Rosas' plan had always been to take this down to the wire, and that's what's happening now. Yeah, I'll just tweet that out for you guys so you guys could stay updated. It looks like we are about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for the support. Let me get my phone off of the screen. And bear in mind, guys, there's a lot of stuff I have to do to finesse the algorithm to allow us to do this. So keep that in mind as you're watching the stream. We're 300 likes away from 4,000 likes on the stream. So if you guys mind smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate that. Is he going to get that face cam out? Hell nah. You're going to see this ugly ass face the entire time. All right, let's see. Let's see. We'll go this way. We'll go that way. Headphone needs to be switched. And, oh, if it's music, I have to kill it. I have to kill the music. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight, the Bristol campus, ESPN, home of the worldwide leader, is the heartbeat and the epicenter of basketball. The NBA draft will be conducted here in this era of the pandemic. We'll hear from the players selected, and they will have their moment with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. As we get set to start this NBA draft 2020, here is Commissioner Silver.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 NBA Draft. While we wish we could be in an arena hosting the top picks, their families and friends, and thousands of fans, we are grateful to ESPN for still finding a way to make this one of the most memorable nights on the NBA calendar. The draft marks a new beginning for our teams, and it's a new chapter for the next generation of players in search of their NBA dreams. This draft, however, is anything but ordinary. Seasons cut short, no NCAA tournament or NBA Summer League, not even pickup games in most places. And with opening night fast approaching and less time to prepare, this class of rookies will be challenged more than ever before. But they are ready. Like so many organizations fighting their way through the pandemic, we're trying to adapt to a new normal. At the same time, we recognize that virtually every decision comes with enormous uncertainty. By opening our season on Christmas week, we not only hope to find a way to operate safely and responsibly, but to inspire resilience and
I can't keep the volume up too much, otherwise I'll get copyright, guys.
These difficult times. And while tonight we welcome the best of the best from around the world, we also celebrate a game whose universal values have been passed down from generation to generation. Values like respect, equality, tolerance, and fairness. That's why basketball is a game for everyone, and one whose values we can all share. So let's get started with this terrific group of young men who are moments away from hearing their names called. The first pick in the 2020 NBA Draft belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have 5 minutes to make their selection.
Bro, he always clickbaits us into that. You know, you think he's about to pick, but he's not.
Minnesota with Karl Anthony Towns.
By the way, don't forget to smash the freaking like button, bro.
And trying to sort of re-energize a franchise that has really struggled in recent years. And the question is exactly how will they go about that? The franchise was established in 1989. The biggest star in Timberwolves history, easily the big ticket, Kevin Garnett, the 5th pick taken in the 1995 draft. He is the franchise leader in basically every statistical category. Under the great Flip Saunders, they went to the playoffs 8 straight times in 2004. They reached the Western Conference Finals. Kevin Garnett was the MVP. But since 2007, it's been a really tough time for the Timberwolves. They have the lowest winning percentage in the NBA, but now with the first pick, will they keep that for themselves and add someone to go with?
Who you guys have with the first pick? Let me know in the chat.
Reese Davis, alongside Jay Williams, Jay Billis, Mike Schmidt, Avery Morjanowski will have all of the news for us throughout the night. Malika Andrews will be talking to the players as they are selected. Bobby Marks, from a front office perspective, will give us some insight there as well. So Minnesota on the clock right now. Woj told us earlier in our draft preview show that they're taking calls right up until the moment that they have to announce their pick. You're sitting in their shoes. How would you approach this? What would you do?
Well, first, if you're going to use the pick, you take the best player. I'm not sure that at the number 1 spot, you're worried too much about fit. I think you're worried about the best player available. And this year, the top 3 players we're looking at are all different. They're really different. And I think reasonable basketball minds can differ on, is LaMelo Ball the right choice or Anthony Edwards the right choice? You know, those are close calls to make. But if you are going to wait, if they are fielding offers right now and you're not sold on the top pick, you're not sold on your guy, trading down and getting multiple assets is not a bad thing in this draft, because you can get a couple of starters here that could wind up turning into all-stars if you're not sure that the guy you're taking at the top is going to be a franchise caliber player for you.
And I think it's safe to assess this class and say
I can't up the audio, man. Stop asking me. I have to do specific things to finesse the algorithm to even be able to do this. Like putting my face cam on, turning it low, periodically popping up my phone, you know, like here. So just be thankful that I could do this for you guys. I'm a veteran at doing this. And leave a like, because I'm taking a pretty big risk on my main channel here.
He didn't come out and say this, but he hasn't taken a workout with Minnesota. Not sure about how he thinks the fit would be with the Karl Anthony Towns. I think Anthony Edwards is the right selection here if they do not decide to trade it. The question just becomes that youth. You know, if you can trade it and get a veteran around Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, that can help them with the 5-year trajectory of this team.
And Edwards would give them an infusion of athleticism that they really don't have. If you look at D'Angelo Russell, more of a cerebral, skill-based guy. Karl Anthony Towns is the same way, whereas, I mean, we've seen Anthony Edwards, he's a freight train to the rim when he wants to be 230 pounds. He'll put you on a poster, and he can go get a bucket at will. So I do think basketball-wise, it would make a lot of sense drafting Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, also, what's the difference between you hearing them and you hearing me? You know, they're just talking about basketball. I'm doing the same thing, only I'm including you guys.
You could make everyone around him better, but still, I get the fit with Anthony Edwards.
You see the key players the Timberwolves have, hoping that D'Angelo Russell will live up to his draft position from a few years ago when he was taken second overall.
Bear in mind, we might switch to members only when it gets crazy up in here. Shams just tweeted, do you want me to spoil who gets picked? Because I know who's the #1 pick now. I could tell you. Memberships are in the chat, by the way.
Shot selection is questionable. And there is a thing about is he going to do what it takes to be great? LaMelo Ball doesn't shoot it great. He's not a great. Actually, Lonzo's a better shooter coming out of college, or coming into the draft, I should say, than LaMelo is right now. And he also doesn't guard anybody. Now, that may change in the future, but right now, that's sort of who he is.
Got about 30 seconds left on the clock right now. Woj told us a little while ago that they were going to field calls right up until the very end. Remember, Minnesota's got 3 of the top 33 picks in this draft right now, so they have some assets to play with right now.
Yeah, 117-33. Also, Malik Beasley, he's a restricted free agent too, so that can play a little bit of a factor when you think about Anthony Edwards.
And just drafted Jarrett Culver.
Exactly.
As well.
So we've got just seconds to go now, winding down. And
if you guys are enjoying the stream, man, I'm taking a huge risk. Just consider subscribing, turning on my notifications, and leaving a like on the stream. That's all I want.
Do they have the right cornerstones, Jay Will, in terms of can they build a big-time winner with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell as the cornerstones of the franchise?
Look, I mean, if you want to keep Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota,
they don't even know what they're just saying BS at this point.
It's been a challenging year for Karl Anthony Towns all the way around. My condolences to him losing his mother this year due to COVID. It's been incredibly difficult for him, but I do like the core, especially if D'Lo continues to progress in the way he's progressing, right? When he came from Brooklyn, he was
We're 1,800 likes away from 10,000 likes, guys.
Very high level. I love that combo. You just need the right pieces.
Thank you, James.
To make it work.
And that's where I think Edwards can help, just giving you that scoring punch. But like Jay said earlier, all these guys at the top have major question marks. So, I mean, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, all of them, Anthony Edwards, they all have major questions.
So the first pick, the 2020 NBA draft is in. The Minnesota Timberwolves have made a selection, and there is the commissioner, Adam Silver, on his way to the podium.
With the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
So Anthony Edwards with his mother and grandmother with him there in spirit. He knows which hat he can take out of that big box now, and it is the one that belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Able to share the moment.
Grade the pick in the chat, guys.
Adam Silver, Anthony Edwards, comes from Atlanta, Georgia. When he was just 3 years old, his dad started calling him Ant-Man, and it really started to stick. But he wasn't always destined to become a basketball player, because the Pop Warner Pee Wee Leagues for the Atlanta Vikings, he was running roughshod away from people. How in the world did Kirby Smart let him go play basketball? Look at that big fella get into the end zone. But he starred on the basketball court in high school. He became Georgia's biggest recruit since Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film. And this past season for Tom Green's Bulldogs, he led all Division I freshmen in scoring. He was the SEC Freshman of the Year. The vertical leap is over 40. He is a huge and explosive talent. Anthony Edwards fondly recalls those days growing up in Atlanta and the impact that both his mother and his grandmother had on him, whether it was taking him to Steak and Shake or his mom rewarding him for good games with Snickers and Skittles. Those memories are things that he will cherish forever.
My mom was smiling, always happy. Nobody could ever make her mad. She always worked hard for her kids. My grandma kept everything together. When we didn't have a place to stay, she let us come stay with her. I knew my mom and my grandma had cancer. My mom was in a lot of pain a lot of times, but she wouldn't show it. She'd just go to the hospital and just sit there for a couple days. And my grandmother had been battling it for like 4 to 5 years. When my mom passed, I was 14 years old. And then probably like a couple months, like right after that, my grandma, and she passed away. So it was terrible for our whole family. Everything I do, I wish they was here to see it. But my angels, my mom and my grandmother, they keep me uplifted. They wake me up every day with a smile on my face. I just keep going for them.
What a powerful story. And Anthony, with those two women that are behind you literally and figuratively in mind, with their legacies in mind, you've said that being the #1 pick would be exceptionally cool. Here we are. How does it feel?
I mean, it's an indescribable feeling. I mean, I can't even describe it. My family is emotional. I feel like when I get off here, I'm going to get emotional, and I'm just blessed beyond measures to be in this situation.
And you said that your mother and grandmother have built you to be who you are, and you wouldn't be who you are today without them. How are you honoring their legacy today?
As you can see, my grandmother's
#2 picks
right
in.
here, and my mother is right here. And the shirt that with the collaboration I got my grandmother's name and my mother's name in my shirt, so they're with me at all times.
Absolutely. This is a really special day for your family. We're wishing you all the best. Congratulations. I know this looks different, but happy #1 pick. Reese, back to you.
Malika, Anthony, thank you very much. And Jay, you mentioned it, just elite athleticism.
Well, he's very gifted with natural ability.
Oh, I remember that
his
dunk.
Body balance, his power, his strength, his ability to attack the basket. When he decides to go to the rim, nobody is going to get in his way. He's going to go through
Reposition the
somebody
camera to
over
see
him.
the
But
timer.
The problem is he didn't go to the rim as
The
much
thing
as
that
he
scares me is the
didn't have
ESPN logo, but
three-level
we could
scorer,
try.
meaning
It's a
he's
little bit
got
of a risk.
Really deep range from three. He can put the ball on the deck and get to the rim, and he's got a good middle game. He can pull up. He's got a good step-back move. Offensively, he can really score. He just wasn't as efficient because he settled for a lot of three-point shots, a number of them contested. He's got the ability to be an outstanding defender. He's got a 6'9" wingspan, and with that crazy athleticism, his ability to get off the floor, he can really get down in a stance and guard when he wants to. The question is, does he want to all the time? He hasn't been a concentrated defender and sustained it over time, but he's got all the tools, the work ethic.
The next two picks are out already.
He's never had a player like Edwards, and he's had Victor Oladipo and
Don't
Dwayne
risk.
Wade.
If you want me to cover the logo, I can.
Fantastic talent. The question is,
One in the chat if you think it should be at the bottom left to cover the ESPN. Two in the chat if you want it at the bottom right so you can see the timer.
Jay, we were at that game in Maui against Michigan State. I mean, he looked like an NBA All-Star. 33 points in the second half,
die?
37 points
My
on
watch
the
just
game.
crashed.
And every move he makes is an NBA caliber move. Step backs, his footwork is ridiculous.
By the way, we're
And you
400
notice a
likes
little
away
bit
from
what James
10,000
Harden
likes on the
just in
stream,
terms of
man.
The size, the physicality.
If you guys
the
don't mind
swiftness. I think
getting
he
us
can have
there.
a Donovan Mitchell type of impact in the NBA. A guy you can give the ball and say, hey, go get us a bucket, go play some pick and roll, go make something happen. Now, he needs to buy in defensively. He needs to take better shots, but the talent is certainly there.
I mean, the talent, there's no doubt.
Oh, Joe, do I have bad news for
He goes
you?
into the West, which is one of the most challenging conferences to play in. But ultimately, I like the young core of this team. I guess the next question for them moving forward is, who are the veteran presences that you're keeping around them to make sure that this team continues to grow in the right direction? I think that's important when you have guys like Kat, D'Angelo Russell, and now Anthony Edwards.
Now, Anthony Edwards added to the Minnesota puzzle for the time being. And the team that will make the next selection is the Golden State Warriors. And if you happen to just be joining us as the Warriors are on the clock, word came from Woj that this afternoon, Klay Thompson, who was coming off an injury to his left ACL, injured.
Julius, bro, I'm gonna smack you upside the head, dude.
Which is not known yet. So the Warriors were anticipating going into this draft with Steph Curry healed and ready to go, with Klay Thompson healed and ready to go. But now they're waiting to see how severe that injury is to Klay Thompson, and certainly we're all hopeful
I'm a little
that
cold.
it's not serious. But Golden State's on the clock right now. They have a chance to add and perhaps recharge this dynasty. What do you expect from them in light of the injury?
Who do you guys think this pick's gonna be?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of swinging in the dark here, RD, because depending upon what I'm hearing about the severity of the injury,
The pick, they say the pick is in.
maybe to what I decide to do. I don't know if I'm getting Klay Thompson.
I already know who
or not,
Charlotte
but
selected. I'm just not
I'm on the
spoiling
side
it.
of saying, hey, they were already kind of playing around with the notion of trading the pick, right? That was something that was on the table before. If you can trade the pick to a Chicago Bulls for the 4th pick and get a guy like Wendell Carter, then you get your big. What also maybe getting a guy like.
And
Daniel, we talked
bear
about
in
before,
mind,
that
we're going to
that
switch to
bigger
memberships
size
only
guard
soon,
still
so
in that can
consider
lead
joining if you want to chat still.
not shoot the ball as well,
All the
buy you
turn
time
your
to get
face
played.
cam off and turn the volume up comments are driving me
And I
nuts.
think the one thing in light of this Klay Thompson injury, to your point, we don't know the severity of it. They know more than we do, obviously, right now. But I think you stay disciplined and you stick to your plan and you don't overreact. So if LaMelo Ball was your guy, you take him. If James Wiseman was your guy, you take him. If you were going to trade the pick and you get what you want for it, then you pull the trigger on that. But I don't
Yeah, you can still watch if you're not a member.
They're too smart to do that.
I think the two options here are James Wiseman and LaMelo Ball, but if you do end up moving back, another name to think about is Tyrese
I get
Haliburton.
spicy. I get
He's a perfect fit
tweets
with
from
this
Woj.
Warriors group. He doesn't need
By the way,
a
guys,
lot
if
of
you want to
volume
support
on
me,
the
make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. I'm going to be going to my notifications to shout you out a bunch of times.
Coro, a guy who had a good season for Bruce Pearl last year, but the pick is
Also, this is like a good way to like finesse the copyright.
The podium with the selection, the second overall
Bam.
in this 2020 NBA draft. Here's the Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the second pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select James Wiseman from the University of Memphis.
W or L?
James Wiseman at his home in Nashville, Tennessee, played just a few games for Memphis this past season, but he goes second overall to Golden State. A big, versatile guy. He has his virtual moment with the commissioner, and he has his Golden State Warriors hat at the ready to go. He was the #1 recruit last year in 2019. Played for Penny
Mango,
Hardaway
stop
in high
spamming,
school and
dude.
College, played 3 games at Memphis before withdrawing for the NBA draft. And you see that he was a force and he was prepared. He had people talking in the preseason last year with Wiseman and Precious Achiuwa both being at Memphis that perhaps they would run it all the way to the Final Four. It didn't unfold that way as Wiseman had a long and winding road. He credits Penny Hardaway for making him into the player he is.
Me and Penny Hardaway, we met really in my junior year. He told me just how to approach the games, how to study film every day. He taught me about the game of basketball, how to think the game, and just like how to be in the game and how to be in the moment. He would tell me a lot of stories about Shaq, just like how he ran the floor for his size, and really just me and him studying film about Shaq. We mess up on a play or something, or like if I mess up or make a mistake, he'd be like, "Man, what you doing? You need to get back on defense." Or he'd be like, "Man, you messing up. Like, you really just messed up that play right there. Man, we gotta make this perfect." And then he'll just give me a death stare like,
Bro, I'd love to talk to you guys about basketball, but then most of the people go nuts. They'd rather hear the like clowns on ESPN than me, which is weird.
him knowing like how the NBA plays, it helped out my game a lot, and it really impacted my game in a positive effect.
Here is Wiseman's reaction.
So we already know who the Hornets are taking, but there's 3 minutes left on the clock for them.
You never get tired, you never cease to be amazed by the emotion and the gravity of the moment when they know it's coming, and yet still when the moment happens, it hits really deep. He's just a tremendous fit.
Yeah, he is a complete package as a big guy. 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan, incredibly mobile for his size, and he can finish at the rim. He's got really good feet, and you can see that little turnaround jumper. He can score in the post. He can step away.
Honestly, like, if I talk myself, there's less of a chance, like, if I talk over these guys, there's less of a chance we get hit with copyright. That's why I want to do it, you know?
The question is going to be, has the
I think he's Hassan Whiteside 2.0.
A big guy like this, who I liken to a bigger Chris Bosh when he came out of Georgia Tech in 2003.
Chris Bosh.
I don't think the game's passed by great big guys, and I think James Wiseman has a chance in this league to be a great big man.
James Wiseman going second overall to Golden State, and the newest Warrior is with Malika.
I'll shut up when they get interviewed, though.
Thanks, Reese. James, congratulations. After everything that you've been through, both personally and collegiately this year, what does it mean? How does it feel to finally call yourself an NBA player?
I mean, all praises be to God first, but just me going through this adversity made me stronger as a person, and I'm truly ready just to go to Golden State and just to go and just learn as much as possible and just be the best version of me and just work every day.
How have those rigors prepared you for what you were going to face in this league?
It's been great adversity, just having God on my side, just leading me throughout the way, having Coach P on my side, my family on my side, and really just building my mental toughness and just creating that chip on my shoulder to where I just stay humble, but just work hard every day and just leave all the praise to God.
And because of the pandemic, James, you haven't
I'll give you my
played
take after his interview.
basketball in over a year. What, for those who haven't seen you play, what do you bring to this Golden State team?
Just versatility, be able to rebound, run the floor, block shots, and just space the floor out for my size. And I've been playing like a lot of pickup games and stuff this summer, and like I just been just really just improving my game every day. So I'm ready and I'm prepared.
Congratulations, James. Reese.
Okay, Malika.
Honestly, I feel like there's no better player that they could have taken over here. It's the team that it's the player that made the most sense for them. It fills a position of need, and he's like one of the top 3 players in the draft. I would have taken him too.
Wiseman and LaMelo Ball. Is that what the Hornets will do with the 3rd overall pick?
With the 3rd pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select LaMelo Ball from Chino Hills, California.
So much for this.
LaMelo Ball goes 3rd overall to Charlotte.
This is going to be interesting. How do you guys think Melo's going to do? I wonder what... I really wish he waited to sign his shoe deal. He could have potentially signed with Jordan Brand. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, man, there's 33,000 people in here. There's no way only 33% of you guys like the stream. Drop a like.
Basketball in college, Lonzo and LiAngelo, both professional players as well. It has been a long and winding road for LaMelo to get to the NBA.
In 9th grade, I was Chino Hills. I'm 35 and out. After that, Chino Hills again, sophomore year. And then left junior year, went to Lithuania. Came back, Pops created a league, did that in the States. And then
Appreciate it, William, for the like and sub.
overseas again, all overseas. And then Cleveland, went from there, and then Australia. Every time I go overseas, I feel like I learn something. So just pretty much with that, the whole living conditioning too, and playing on and off the court, I feel I learned a lot and grew from there.
The Hornets have talked about a slow build, but they may have a star, Mike.
Well, LaMelo's superpower is his playmaking. I think he's going to be one of the best passers in the entire NBA from day one. He can do it from...
Yo, I'm seeing too many turn up the volume comments. I'm about to go members only mode on this, bro. Check the chat if you want a link to join. It's $3 if you want to chat.
He's really, really shifty, much shiftier than his brother Lonzo. And there he is getting out in transition, showing the size there, every bit of 6'7". Not the most consistent perimeter shooter, shot around 25% from 3 this past season. Needs to tighten up his mechanics, but he's a shot maker. He's not afraid of the big moment. He can shoot it off the bounce. He can shoot it off the catch. He has deep range. He can create space with step back. So I really think the Charlotte Hornets got the best player in the draft here at number 3.
And they were in need of a star, too, with Kemba Walker having departed a year ago.
And this is a small market team, so they need a guy like that who they can hand the keys to.
How about a little history for the Ball brothers? They are the first brothers to be top 5 picks in NBA draft history. In fact, only one other set of brothers have been top 10 picks, and it's the Short brothers, Eugene and Purvis of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, who played in high school with former NBA coach Tim Floyd, too, as well. And look at this, 1995, LeVar Ball, the Carolina Panthers.
Wasn't it LeVar that said he could beat Michael Jordan in a one-on-one game?
LeVar said
So much haters, bro.
I have a chance since his son will be playing for Michael Jordan's team. This is going to be so interesting.
That's a great point, and could explain the pick altogether. Just Michael choosing that so he can put an end to.
Honestly, so far,
we're really in debate. But LaMelo Ball going there, and the Chicago Bulls are now on the clock. What do you think of the pick for Charlotte?
I think it's the best available talent. I think LaMelo is a very special player. It is interesting having Terry Rozier that came there from Boston, but the star turned out this year to be Devontae Graham. Who I thought he deserved Most Improved Player. It was erroneous the fact that he didn't get that award or get more votes. But still, now how do you get him involved in that offense? You have guys like Miles Bridges, P.J. Washington, who are part of this team. You can insert him, but I still think they still have a lot more work to do as far as how can you create plays because there's.
I'll probably take it off of.
Guards and Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham.
Yeah, he's going from Yves Saint Laurent.
I don't understand why people are hating on me, man.
But he's gonna fit in well because he shares the ball and he's such a good passer and he takes pride in passing. But I do think
Memberships are in the chat, by the way.
That improve his shooting and has to buy into defense.
Okay, you're going to LaMelo Ball in a little while. In this virtual world, occasionally we have some technical issues, and we'll get that straight.
I think Obi is going to go over here.
The Chicago Bulls, new coach Billy Donovan, their pick 4th overall is in.
With the 4th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Patrick Williams from Florida State University.
Woo. There is Patrick Williams, and he's going.
Patrick Williams.
Billy Donovan played for Leonard Hamilton at Florida State, who he's put a number of mature, hardworking guys into the league. Patrick Williams will be the next one. Perhaps you could say that Patrick Williams is a guy whose career is about to go.
That's a reach, dude.
All right, well, you got 2 for today.
My mom actually owns her own flower shop, Charlotte, North Carolina. She's been having that business for 13 years now. I first got involved 9th to 10th grade. When I got my permit and my license, I was actually able to start delivering flowers for her, which I was making maybe $7 or $8 every delivery. Now I have maybe 10 deliveries a day. It was definitely good money coming in.
One is right across the street here, and then your next one is apart, probably about 5 minutes apart.
You just learn the type of temperature that the flowers have to be in. The car always has to be cool unless you're delivering some certain type of flowers where you might have to turn the heat on in the back. So to my new teammates, if you ever need help with any type of flowers, I'm your guy.
Bruh. What?
He's really been able to blossom as a player, Jay Will.
Look, I said this yesterday. I was like, how come nobody's talking about Patrick Williams, a guy that came off the bench, averaged 9 points, but still, the size, the frame, the dexterity, his versatility, the way he can defend. Like, he can defend the multiple of positions. And look, the fit with Laurie Marketing and Company, Wendell Carter, I love this move for Chicago Bulls.
So the Bulls have Patrick Williams, 4th overall, going there. Cavaliers on the clock, but now we go to Diana Taurasi, who sat down with Patrick Williams.
What's going on, Pat?
Yo.
What skill do you think you'll bring to whatever team drafts you?
Welcome back, guys.
I think I can make plays at any position you put me at. In today's NBA, that's huge.
What helps you be secure with yourself?
I take it back to the group that I have around me, relying on them to make sure that I don't get outside of myself.
I love that. You have to be yourself, because guess what? Everyone else is taken.
Right.
Pat, it was great to get to know you. Thank you, AT&T. Beam me out.
Yo, that was a goat.
It always gets toxic when there's a lot of guys here, bro.
Like, it was like you're trying to guard her. She was there, and then she was gone all of a sudden. Billy Donovan hoping that that type of mystical power will also go with Patrick Williams, who's visiting with Malika.
Also, whenever we make in members only mode, people leave,
Patrick,
reduces the chances of us
you
getting
come
copyright.
From a basketball family, your siblings played, your parents played at an HBCU. What does it mean to share this moment with them?
I mean, it's huge. It's huge for sure.
I know it was
first,
cringe.
Blessed to be in this position. Blessed to be here with them for sure. But also been blessed, dreams bigger than draft night. I mean, draft night for sure I'm grateful for it for sure.
I could equalize it here.
There's work to be
This
done.
a little bit better.
I'm just excited
This
to
a
go
little bit
to,
better.
Chicago and put in as much work as I can, learn as much as I can, and just be great. Be great.
Dude, by the way, I wanted to ask everyone in the stream, what did you guys think about this pick?
You didn't start a single game when you were in
It's like
Florida.
such a
What
huge
gives you the
reach.
confidence that you belong
Splash it.
on this
A link to
NBA
being a member is in the chat. It's the top link in the description.
The work that you put in. I mean, if you put in enough work day to day, I mean, you can't have nothing but confidence. And then I just give the credit to, my college teammates, my college coaches. They continue to encourage me all season, to put me in positions to succeed all season. So I give the credit to, of course, my
Bro, he
work,
looks like he's
and then,
Adderalled out of his
my
mind.
coaches and teammates.
Absolutely, and I look forward to seeing the work that you say you want to continue to put in, waving at everyone in the back there. Reese, back to you.
Who does Cleveland go here?
I love that smile over the shoulder. Let's see if we can get a smile like that from Patrick. I bet we will soon. Cleveland Cavaliers had a tumultuous season. They are now on the clock. They have been guard heavy in recent drafts. Will they go big? We'll see when you come back.
First pick.
Can't have the copyrighted volume, bro. Bro, this is so weird. Do you think the Cavs should go Denny or Isaac Okoro? I think it's too early for Isaac Okoro, dude. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream and the fact that I turned members only mode off, try to subscribe to the channel, man. Show some support. I just want to get my NBA content out to you guys. Leave a like. You know how we do it, man. Let's see what Woj has to say. Do you guys... let me see... I'm waiting for the commercials to come off. If you want, I'll play the commercial in the background so you guys can hear we're on commercials. If you want to see your name pop up on the screen, retweet that tweet for me, bro.
For every NBA moment, there's a flavor on DoorDash.
Of course there's a lot of trolls, man. You gotta expect it. I expect it. I don't mind it. I was ready for it.
In front of empty gyms.
How are they going to keep players engaged?
We just sit here and hope that they
He's a... Patrick Williams is a top 15 player. Oh my god. He was the 26th player? Like, best player on... Oh my god, that's bad.
playing in front of a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
Yo, members only is off, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed. You guys could chat again. Can we juice to 30,000 followers on the IG, dude? Yeah, it started. We're on commercials. I'm not begging. I'm asking. Begging is please, I'm dying. Please like and subscribe to my content. This is just me asking.
NBA Draft 2020
That's how you grow, my bro.
presented by
And we're back.
State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Man, I'll bet to the parents and the family members, all of these pictures that you see just seem like yesterday, and all of these guys, by the end of the night, will find out where they will start.
I don't know
their
why
NBA
they didn't
future.
interview
When a
Melo.
dream is realized,
Probably because
but it's
LeVar's
really when the
pissed.
work begins. Cleveland Cavaliers, 5th overall pick. The pick is in. Here's the commissioner, Adam Silver.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Isaac Okoro from Auburn University.
Dude, Obi's dropping.
Isaac Okoro celebrating, going 5th overall. Right up close to the...
I can't believe they didn't draft Obi.
Auburn stars like Charles Barkley, Chuck Person, Chris Morris.
This draft is insane.
Great number of stars who come out of Auburn over the years. And Isaac Okoro didn't stay in Bruce Pearl's program that long, but made quite an impact. Jay, this is a guy that you have been touting as a guy who could really be an effective NBA player.
I think he's the best wing defender
Thank you,
in
James.
this draft. He
I
gets
thought Obi
down
was the
to
guy,
stance.
too.
He's got a low
Let's
center
see-
of gravity, and he's really
Let's
tough
see the
and
analysis here,
disruptive.
guys.
He can switch off onto anyone and guard anyone. Here he's switching off onto an excellent player that's going to be taken in the lottery, I believe, Kyrie Lewis Jr. of Alabama. Stays in front of him, able to disrupt with his length. He's got a tremendous motor, and he plays so hard. Really good in transition and really good putting it on the deck, an excellent driver and getting to the rim. He rebounds well. He's a good offensive rebounder, explosive going to the basket. Can finish. The one thing he doesn't do right now, he's not a consistent perimeter shooter.
G-Man,
He's gotta become a
420.
better
Shout
perimeter
out to you,
shooter
dude.
Because he really has everything else, and it shows you the
Huge shout out
value
to
of a wing that can really defend multiple positions, can play in transition, and can put the ball on the deck and get to the rim. If he can add a jump shot to his game,
No problem,
he
DAW.
He is a stud.
So Isaac Okoro joins Cleveland. Colin Sexton is there. Darius Garland is there. Isaac was coached in college by Bruce Pearl, the Auburn head coach, joins us now. And Bruce, what are the Cleveland Cavaliers getting in Isaac Okoro?
You know, Reese, character counts, and he's a winner. I think he's the best defensive player in the guard and the draft. He can guard 1 through 5. In other words, he can keep little point guards in front of him, and he switches off on the inside. You're not going to big boy him. He can get downhill. He can score through contact. The ball doesn't stick in his hands. In other words, when that ball moves, if he's open, he's going to shoot.
Pizza boy, I
He's gonna
appreciate
drive
you,
it,
bro.
He's going to move it along. and he's going to do what the coach asks him to do. You know, he's not going to come into Cleveland and go, look, this is who I am. Use me the way you want, the way I'm supposed to be used. You're going to say, Coach, what do you want me to do? He's going to go do it.
Thanks for the love, McKeel.
How confident are you in him expanding his offensive game and being an effective jump shooter in the NBA as well?
He's a tireless worker. He's got an incredible work ethic. He's a first generation born in this country. Parents are Nigerian, and they've just lived the American dream. You talk about hard work and grateful for the opportunity. So he lives in the gym. He's got really good form. He's got to raise his ball flight a little bit. But he took big shots for us. He wasn't afraid of the moment. But because he's a winner and he's such a productive player, he knows he can take it to the basket, and he's going to score, or you're going to foul him, or he's going to give somebody else a shot. And that's why he's stayed away from the jump shot. If he develops a jump shot, he'll be an NBA All-Star.
Bruce, we appreciate the time tonight from both you and your beard. Thanks for being with us. Congratulations.
He's a great kid. Appreciate that, guys.
All right, my man, Bruce Pearl from Auburn, and very happy that Isaac Okoro has gone in the top 5 of the draft, and he's now with Malik.
The next 2 picks are crazy.
That's right, Isaac. You are the first one-and-done basketball player in Auburn's history. What is it about your time there that allowed you to become that first?
I feel like it was just my work ethic, I stayed in the gym early mornings, late nights, always find the coach going to gym with me, just get shots up. I feel like I just got better every day.
Player in Auburn's history. It looks like you were having quite the party back there.
Perspectives. Appreciate you joining, bro.
NBA circles is that defense wins championships, and that is what you are known for.
Louis,
Who are
Charlotte.
you most looking forward to guarding in this league?
Yeah, I'm just around a whole bunch of my family, my friends, everybody that's got me to this place right now. But I'm looking forward to guarding anybody in the NBA. I'm looking forward to guarding the best players on the other team.
Absolutely. And how has being first generation, like we just heard be talked about, how has that shaped you?
It fits me well, Like I just put the work in every single day. I have people around my circle to help me out.
The volume sounds horrible.
I feel great. I feel blessed to be around here.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Isaac. Reese.
Malika, Isaac, thank you very much. The Atlanta Hawks are on the clock right now, the 6th overall pick.
If you guys want me to spoil picks, go to my Twitter. I'm not spoiling it for the people watching.
Well, you have Trae Young. You wouldn't think 3, but maybe they need a
Here's my Twitter.
Kind of guy.
I think a player like Onyeka Okongwu, to be honest, they need some defensive help there. They need a defensive identity, and I think he's the best big in the draft. Defensively reminds me a little bit of Bam Adebayo, just with his ability to step out, switch, protect the rim, be a finisher. So I think he'd be a great target for them.
There he is, sitting and waiting to see if his name is going to be called. Coming up soon, the young man out of USC, such a
check us out on Instagram, guys.
In Riverside, California.
Yeah, I got to give Travis Schlenk a lot of love. I mean, he's done one hell of a job for this franchise. His ability to draft Jonathan Collins. He obviously get Trae Young. That's still always going to be one of those drafts. Luka Doncic, Trae Young, but he decided to go with Trae Young. Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter. You have a lot of really good Cam Reddish, a lot of good young wings. I think having a physical presence like that to work with Clint Capella could be a really good move for them.
It certainly makes sense to go with Okongwu because of his size. He's a great defensive player. His ability to block shots and rebound at a high level. But Tyrese Halliburton also, as a point guard, would be a good choice.
Okay, so the pick is now in for the Atlanta Hawks, 6th overall. We'll see who Atlanta has selected as the Commissioner Adam Silver makes his way to the podium.
With the 6th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Onyeka Okongwu from the University of Southern California.
And here he is, Onyeka Okongwu, going in the first round, 6th overall, 2-time Mr. Basketball player in the state of California. Only the 4th guy to do that. Jason Kidd, Aaron Gordon, Tyson Chandler, all also drafted in the top 6 of the NBA draft. And here is Okongwu from his 2016 California State High School Championship team. Is that a loaded squad or what?
What?
Man.
Okongwu and the three Ball brothers all playing together, and they won a state championship, as you might expect. His older brother, Nnamdi, was playing alongside Alonzo Ball at Chino Hills. He would tell his teammates that the younger brother was going to be better than him on the basketball court. Nnamdi Okongwu always saw the promise in his little brother, and the little brother will never forget that.
My older brother was my best friend, and basketball was one thing that we really loved doing with one another. Nnamdi was a gentle giant. When you see him, the energy in the room would just be uplifted.
Dude, this ain't really good camera.
He was gonna go to Loyola Marymount.
Nnamdi with the follow.
But things happen in life. He was 17 years old and I was 13, and he just got in an accident riding a skateboard back home, and he fell and hit his head on the ground or pavement, became brain dead. 3 days later, he had passed away. I'll always keep his legacy and memory alive. Now I wear 21 for my older brother, and you see right here my bracelet, it says, "We'll never forget you, Nnamdi." And whenever I'm shooting hoops, ducking the ball, I can always feel him around me, looking down on me from heaven.
Rest in peace, man.
After Nnamdi passed, 2,500 people gathered at Chino Hills High School to pay their respects. You heard Onyeka say that he will never forget, and certainly that will be the case. The newest member of the Atlanta Hawks joins Malika Andrews.
Onyeka, you are wearing that bracelet right now that says, "We will never forget you, Nnamdi." How is his legacy driving you today?
I just promised myself that no matter what I do for the rest of my life, that I'm forever keep my brother's legacy alive. His life was cut short, and his little brother's here to keep his memory alive forever and always.
You've done some extensive interviews where you've never once mentioned the NBA because you said that you don't think anything is promised, and that's a lesson that your brother has taught you. But now you have a promise from an NBA team that you are going to play in the NBA. What does that mean to you?
I don't even know what to say right now, man. I'm just so blessed just to be in this position. I work my tail off to be here, and I'm just happy that God's able to put me where I'm at right now.
I want to talk to Mom, Kate. Your family has gone through an unthinkable tragedy, and yet here you are with Onyeka. What do you want him to remember most about today?
Always to be humble, to be himself, and not to forget where he's from, and just to be who he is. Continue to be who he is.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us share in this special moment with your family. Onyeka, maybe you already knew a little bit. You're wearing the right Hawks colors. Congratulations. Reese, we're going back to you.
Perhaps just a little bit of foreshadowing. Sometimes they have a feeling, a little inside.
That's so
as
tough,
to
dude.
Which team might be happy to select them, and the Hawks are putting together quite a collection of young talent there. The Detroit Pistons with the 7th overall pick, and that pick is in.
Wait,
Here's the
Trevor Ariza got traded again?
With the 7th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Killian Hayes from Lakeland, Florida.
Can we say goodbye to Derrick Rose?
Killian Hayes, with his folks, his dad played for 3 years at Penn State.
Grade the pick in the chat, guys.
Getting his moment, and he is headed to the Detroit Pistons as Wayne Casey and company try to find some guys to build a franchise around. What do you think of this pick, Mike?
He's extremely crafty. He's one of the best pick-and-roll players in the entire
Dude,
draft. He has great size.
if the Knicks don't, the Knicks better not sell this.
A guy that, they can hand the keys
They can get
to,
Obi or
say,
Denny.
the engine for
That's
the
a
offense.
W.
He's extremely crafty as a playmaker. He's great in pick-and-roll, getting to his left hand. He can hit the pop man. He can pass it off the dribble with either hand on the move. Tremendous in transition. Does a great job of using his body as well. He's not the most athletic guy, but he's extremely crafty inside the paint. Draws comparisons to D'Angelo Russell at times. Now, he needs to improve as a perimeter shooter.
He plays a
Only
lot like
27%
D'Angelo Russell.
from three over the course of his career, but there's a lot to like about his long-term upside.
So Killian Hayes, who at times wanted to come back to the United States and play high school ball, maybe play in college here as well. Dad wanted to forge a different path for him, and it has paid off with him being the 7th overall pick of the Pistons. And now the New York Knicks are on the clock with the 8th overall pick, a franchise that almost every year we wait and see what are they going to do. The New York Post headline, Kristaps Porzingis didn't last there, ended up being traded away. Some high-profile free agents that really wouldn't give them the time of day. We'll see if the Knicks can find a way out of this malaise as they've changed coaches, they've changed front offices, they've frustrated their fans, even their most prominent ones at times who've grown weary of waiting. And they finally think that maybe Tom Thibodeau is the one who can turn things around. So what are the
Who should the Knicks pick?
Well, you followed this closely.
I'm going to find that out.
Tyrese Halliburton. That's the answer. I mean, this team from the guard position, obviously you have R.J. Barrett, who I thought people, thought he was going to.
I'm going to spoil the pick on my Twitter, guys.
But still, go through your rookie year. It's challenging. You think Peyton is there from the guard perspective, but they need somebody who can handle the ball and make everybody else's job easier, and that is Tyrese Halliburton. There's no doubt about it.
He's the best available prospect, I think, Tyrese
The
Halliburton.
pick is going to be in. I'm going to put the pick in the chat. Don't click on it if you don't want the stream to be spoiled, guys.
And can really score, and I think has been undervalued. He would be a good, but Denny Avdia is a good pick there as well. So there are a number of really good options at 8. Because of some of the surprises we've seen, New York's going to get maybe a better player than they had.
Some people want to know.
What's been the biggest surprise so far?
Some people don't.
Seen from the first 7 picks.
I think Hayes going above Halliburton is a bit of surprise. I have Halliburton as a projected top 5 pick. He's a top 5 prospect for me. And so I think he would fit perfectly, like you guys said, alongside R.J. Barrett, who's a ball-dominant guy who's really good in pick and roll.
And Patrick Williams at 4 is a surprise. I mean, going that high, that's a surprise. I'm not saying it's not right, but it's a surprise.
And I will also say, all
can we get an R.I.P. Kenny because of Patrick Williams?
Westbrook to New York City. And I would say, don't do that. If you have a chance to get a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, you go that way, you keep building to the draft, and you take your time. You stay the course.
You mentioned Patrick.
All right, if you guys are going to spoil, I'm not going to post on Twitter anymore.
Would have 2 then in the top 8 if the Knicks were to go in that direction. Patrick Williams going 4th overall. That's ties to great Dave Cowens as the highest draft pick in Florida State history. With Tom Thibodeau there, any concerns about dealing with rookies there? Sometimes that's been challenging historically. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns has spoken up about it. Other players have as well. I mean, look, Jimmy Butler is one of the few players in the league that loves Tibbs and the way he prepares. But I will say this for Tibbs. The way they've constructed this team in New York with Worldwide West and Leon Rose and the pieces they have around, you feel like everything's moving in the right direction. I do feel that Tibbs is
because the Bulls reached for Patrick Williams. He's probably
the really
pissed.
Hard thing about the draft is you only get rookies out of it.
Well, sometimes they trade the picks away because they don't want them, which is the point, Mister. You can't get snarky.
It's only JB.
Hey, they got Patrick Ewing out of the draft. That worked out. He was a rookie. It worked out.
Sometimes the coaches need to listen to certain rookies. If you have the talent that Patrick Ewing has, then maybe the coach is the one who adjusts, because it is a players' league after all. And maybe you look for a guy with a little bit more maturity, a guy who can handle the spotlight that is inherent with playing in New York City. The pick is now in for the Knicks, 8th overall. The commissioner, Adam Silver.
With the 8th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Obi Toppin from Dayton University.
Who's next?
What an emotional moment for the Dayton Flyers. Getting a round of applause from Adam Silver. It wasn't really that long ago that this would seem to be an unthinkable
Appreciate it, Gregory.
turn in the career of Obi Toppin, who was likely regarded, if regarded at all, as a recruit coming out of high school. He is absolute showtime. He didn't have any Division I scholarship offers, and he went on to win the Wooden Award. It took him a while to be able to fly high enough to do some of these things that we've been able to enjoy. It wasn't always about playing above the rim.
I didn't start dunking till later in life. Little baby Obi didn't dunk until he was a senior in high school. I had the little baby rims that I was dunking on, and it took a while for me to dunk on the 10-foot rim. So me going from 6'2" my junior year to 6'5", me being able to dunk my senior year, it was definitely something I had to get used to. When I had that first dunk, I knew right away there was no more layups. I feel like dunking the ball for anybody, it just brings a different type of energy to a team. I'm putting on a show for everybody. I wasn't always this good at dunking.
Bro, Flight's gonna pronounce it Obi Toppin. How much you want to bet?
Is he the highest career field goal percentage by an AP Player of the Year? That is some pretty significant company that Obi Toppin is keeping there with Big Lou, Big Bill, and Zion Williamson. He is with Malika.
Obi, your mother recently said that if you had told her 5 years ago that you would be an NBA player.
I wouldn't believe her. I swear to God, I wouldn't believe her. This is... I'm sorry. Damn, bro.
I know, man. Your career is over. I feel you.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry.
You're playing for James Dolan. I don't blame
She
you.
said that she would have thought it was an April Fool's joke. How do you process this leap that you've made that has catapulted you to be an NBA lottery pick?
Maybe you'll get traded, bro.
It's a blessing. I want to thank God. Without him, I would not be here. Without my parents, I wouldn't be here. Without my teammate right here to the left of me, I wouldn't be here. I appreciate you, bro. Jalen Crutcher, shout out to Jalen Crutcher. I wouldn't be here without him. My coaches right here in the back, Coach Brent, Coach Greer. I would not be here without them, so I'm very grateful, and it's a blessing to be in this position. So,
If being drafted wasn't special enough,
You have to remind
that's
him.
Right. Point to that hat one more time.
You're gonna make
are
him
coming
cry
home.
more.
Why is it so important to you to be putting on a Knicks jersey?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why is it so important to you to be putting on that jersey?
I'm from New York. That's why it's important. Me repping my city it's amazing. A lot of people pray to be in this position, and I'm not gonna take it for granted. I promise you that.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. Hopefully we get to see you at Dykeman or one of those parks on the street soon a little bit too. Reese.
Malika, thank you very much. His dad, Obadiah Toppin, was also known as Dunker's Delight from the And One mixtape tour. Adrian Wojnarowski joins us now. Woj, what do you have on Obi Toppin and the Knicks selection at number 8?
Reese, as emotional as Obi Toppin was to be drafted by the Knicks, they really, really wanted him. They had thought they might need to move up in this draft. They worried Cleveland might take him at number 5. But as it turns out, he got to them. This is a player that Leon Rose, the new president of basketball operations, had targeted, had wanted all along out of the mighty Atlantic 10 Conference, and they got a player who they see, coming in, impacting them right away. And this was for the Knicks exactly how they hoped to script it.
Woj, I just have one other thing. First of all, thanks, because I was so afraid you were about to tell me the pick was on the move right there. Thanks for not doing that. And you said the mighty Atlantic 10. Is there another institution that you're fond of that's in the Atlantic 10?
Yeah, my St. Bonaventure Bonnies. We'll have some lottery picks here soon. I'm glad to get Obi Toppin out of the league.
Timer. Pick is in.
All right, Woj giving us a great insight on why the Knicks have chosen Obi Toppin, who grew 7 inches from his junior year in high school to what he is now.
Yeah, he was a 6'2" guard in high school, but he's an explosive athlete that can finish at the basket with either hand. A rim runner, a lob threat. Shot 77% in transition and can really get out and run. Tends to leak out early at times, but his finishing ability, he reminds you a little bit of Amari Stoudemire with the way he plays. Tip dunks,
I think this is a dub, bro.
There he is running the floor and can dunk it with either hand. Had 107 dunks this last year. That led the country. You threw it up there. He went as high as he needed to go get it. He can step away and shoot it from 3. Shot just under 40%, so he can pick and pop. He can pick and roll. The only question is his lateral quickness getting out to guard pick and roll. He's got to improve there.
I love Obi Toppin. I just don't know if I love him with the Knicks with the logjam of bigs that they have.
Okay, the Wizards now making the pick 9th in the draft, and the pick is in. Here is
Not
Commissioner
Denny.
Adamson.
Not Denny. Not Denny.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Deni Avdia from Herzliya, Israel.
So Deni Avdia, a guy that we've talked about a lot, and our
Habibi.
coverage leading up to the
Akhi.
draft goes in the top 10. 9th overall to the Washington Wizards, youngest ever to play for Maccabi Tel Aviv at the age of 16. You've talked a lot about him, Mike. What exactly are the Wizards getting here?
I think this is going to be the steal of the draft, to be honest. I think Deni Avdia, when we look back 5 years from now, we're going to see a guy who could be the best player even to come out of this draft. And it starts with his basketball IQ and his versatility. He's tremendous in the open court, and he has great size, 6'10". He's a fiery competitor, 225 pounds. He's tremendous getting down.
were so close.
Right. He's great attacking closeouts. He can really
I
facilitate.
really wanted him to go to
And an
Phoenix.
defender as well. He's very multi-positional on that end of the floor, and he can put you on a poster in space. He's really improved as a perimeter shooter as well. He can handle the ball. I think
You
there's a
understand I'm
chance to
half
become
Israeli, right?
Not just a 3-and-D type of wing, but a guy who can also be a secondary playmaker as well. I love his upside.
So Deni Avdia going to the Wizards. Where he'll join
Gotta
John
order my
Wall,
Deni Avdia Wizards
Kelsey,
jersey.
Bradley Beal, who hopefully for Washington fans will stick around there. And this is what the Wizards are getting. A guy who says he speaks 2.5 languages, learned English by watching television and playing Call of Duty. As it turns out, he is quite fluent in basketball thanks to his dad.
We're not doing this, bro. I just want peace amongst both of us.
He was born in Kosovo, in Serbia. He was a Yugoslavian national team player and played also a lot of years in Israel. My dad was never my coach. We didn't really get along on the court. I was just getting into basketball, and I remember I missed like 4 shots in a row, and my dad was like, "Yo, that's not a real shooter mentality. How do you miss 4 in a row?" And I remember me getting super angry, kicking the ball, but it made me strong. He raised me up to be a great competitor and a killer on the court, and that's why I turned to be a fighter.
Guys,
Deni, what a special night for you.
He looks hella Israeli, too.
basketball. What does it mean to you to be the highest ever drafted Israeli prospect?
I mean, first of all, it means a lot for me. Israel is a small country, didn't provide as many NBA players, and for me to represent my country and be in the
He
highest
does
spot
look like
possible,
me.
That's amazing. And I'm super excited and ready to get my game to the next level, and we'll see what happens.
You've been described as the Prince of Tel Aviv. What message do you want to send to your friends, your family, your fans at home?
Bro, stop telling me I look like him.
I truly love him. I love the support. I'm gonna make you proud. I'm gonna work 100%, and I just love you. So thank you for all the support in this past season and in this off season too.
Thank you so much for your time, Deni. And Reese, it looks like they already have the wine behind them to celebrate.
Well, you might as well celebrate. It is quite worthy of celebration as we take a look at the 3 to watch brought to you by Mountain Dew as we have reached the 10th pick. Suns are on
Bro,
the
people
clock.
are literally tweeting me saying you got drafted.
Aaron Neesmith, some believe perhaps the best pure shooter anywhere in this draft in 2020. Top perimeter defender Devin Vassell of Florida State. His teammate Patrick
I look
Williams
cocky.
has
I've
gone
never
off the
been
board
told I
at
look
4th
cocky in my
overall
life,
to the
but
Chicago
sure.
Bulls. And the top scorer, Cole Anthony, who had injury-riddled and up-and-down season for North Carolina.
I really
He will
wanted him to
take
go to
the former
Phoenix, to be
Tar.
honest. Yo, guys, now that we're hitting commercials, you know, I'll keep it up. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing, man. I'm taking a huge risk by streaming this. Members only mode is off. You know, I'm working with y'all. I'm doing my best to appease each and every one of y'all. I just want to get my content out to you guys, man. That's about it. So if you could leave a like, support me, would greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna turn it back up after. Bro, I open my phone and even on Instagram, the first thing I see. Bro, you guys are so crazy with it. Yeah, if you guys also want to support by... Yo, Jared, thank you for becoming a sponsor. If you want to support by becoming a member, you know, following us on Instagram, I'll give you a shout out for doing so. You know how it is, man. And here, let me shout out some of my mentions.
Fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, 2 quarters in a row. So we'd like to know, do you like saving money? You could save up to 40%. Need reliability? Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speed.
When you ain't got cable. Bro, I don't...
Want nationwide 5G? It's included in every data plan at no...
Here, I'm gonna post everyone that mentions me in their story onto my story, too.
Neither do we, so we don't have them. Join the millions choosing Spectrum Mobile. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
Appreciate the love, guys. But also, yo, no problem, man. Bro. Bro, everyone is still tweeting me that I got it's only a matter of time before it hits. Bro, you guys are the worst.
He lost his life to police, and it was unnecessary. It was very tough to see that because it could have been anybody. And I wanted to use that to show I really care. And I went out to protest in Chino Hills because I care so much. Black lives really matter, you know, not just in America, but everywhere. You know, in
Yes,
America,
sir.
Nigeria, you know, Black lives matter.
Pick us in, guys.
Professional and collegiate level, finding effective ways to use their voices for social justice and causes that they believe in. 9 picks have been recorded.
Davy, man, so much is going on.
Selection in this 2020 NBA draft, and the pick is in Valley of the Sun.
Dude, this draft is wild.
With the 10th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jalen Smith from the University of Maryland.
Dude, I had him at my 25th pick.
So Jalen Smith out of Maryland averaged a big double.
Anthony Edwards was
2.5
first.
blocks per game last year, was shooting about 54%.
I'm not annoyed. I'm laughing.
Celebrating there. His parents were going to make sure that they attend his game because Dad spent a lot of time away as a kid.
I was originally born in Portsmouth, Virginia, due to my father being a naval officer. After a while, he was stationed in South Carolina. It was off and on sometimes because sometimes he had to go out to sea, so we wouldn't see him for like months. It was tough, but he was always on the phone with us, making sure that we kept our grades up, making sure that I was taking care of my mother and sister. And even though he wasn't there, he made sure that he was a part of our lives. He kept that strict rule in the household. Wake up every morning, everything is neat, everything is clean around the house. Now, I'm on my own. I wake up every morning on the weekends and I start cleaning. It's just like something that just naturally happens. But it's gonna be an amazing thing just knowing that he watched me become the man he helped me become, and just knowing that I achieved my goals that I wanted.
Jesus.
Impressive young man to talk to.
Guys, is this pick a W or an L? I feel like it's such a reach.
Maybe $195. It's probably generous. But after moving up to 225 pounds when he left Maryland, they stopped calling him sticks and started calling him logs. So he's got a little more size to him.
Well, he is a talented floor spacing big man that can block shots and rebound. He can block shots with either hand, whether on the ball or weak side coming away from the ball, and a really good rebounder, but an excellent scorer with really good feet. You know, he can pick and pop, makes a lot of trail threes, and shoots a good percentage. Shot 54% from the field. He had 21 double-doubles this year, averaged over 15 points and over 10.5 rebounds, blocked almost 2.5 shots per game. So he can fill up a stat sheet, and he's very fluid with a great motor, can really change ends, and his pick-and-roll instincts are excellent. He had a lot of pick-and-roll with Anthony Cowan Jr. and just did a great job.
Dude, I'd cry too.
Popping. It's a really good.
He was supposed to go in like the 25th pick. He's getting paid bank now.
What a cool moment there. You see the emotion from Jalen Smith and his dad, Charles, that you saw the story about. a naval man who's also a diehard Lakers fan who just saw his allegiance change for the Phoenix Suns, who select Jalen Smith.
Gunny says thought he would go to Boston. They're trading the pick now.
With the 11th overall pick, they had
Who are they trading it to?
22 consecutive playoff appearances. The last time they missed the playoffs, things were a little bit different. Gas cost $1.22.
I have them taking either Tyrese Maxey or Cole Anthony here. Who do you guys have?
Was hurt. He played in only 6 games, and so that brought them to a position to be able to make the draft. Number 1 overall selection.
I'm acting like a jerk. How am I acting like a jerk?
22
My bad.
consecutive postseason appearances after Duncan arrived there, and including in that 5 championships during the run. Just seems like a different world. Foreshadowing. Hey, how good is our crew to get that picture of the gas just after I mentioned it?
I mean, dude, I'd be really happy if I was Jalen Smith. He's getting paid a lot more money now. I had him going in the 20s.
Not making the playoffs this year. Tiger Woods won his first major, a Masters, got a green jacket. You know, they only have 1 green jacket. You only have 1, no matter how many times you win the Masters. And then Cuba Gooding Jr. won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, playing Rod Tidwell and Jerry Maguire. So the Spurs are on the clock. You're incredulous that Tyrese Halliburton has not been taken. And in the break, I said to him, that's okay. They're just waiting to let the Spurs do it and work their magic in this area of the draft.
I mean, if there's one team in which has had great point guards than Tony Parker and company, and guards
No problem,
like
Bovis.
Ginobili, who understand how to play in the pop system, you would think that Tyrese Halliburton would be the perfect fit for them. Even the likes of DeJounte Murray, Derek White, him kind of piecing together with their size and length, that could be scary to see.
He's a perfect Popovich point guard. You know, he values the basketball, he shares it, moves it all around, and he's great in transition as well. I mean, there's a level of excitement watching him play. I got to see him out in Greece with the under-19 USA basketball team, and he looked like a young Jason Kidd at times, just getting guys off in the open court and then making open shots. So I love his game right now, one of the more ready players in this draft.
Yeah, the most complete player and the best prospect still on the board.
Yeah,
but,
Eric,
no,
YouTuber fame got to my head.
Wouldn't be a bad choice here either. There are a number of ways that I think San Antonio could go, but
I think it is in slow mode.
Is number 1 on the best available.
The common thread between those two guys would be they feel like Spurs-type players because of their maturity and attitude and demeanor.
They know how to play, and they know how to play, and it's not about them.
I'm not mad. I'm just like trying to like look up news.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at all.
Clock winding down. You see
I've done this before. I know what to expect.
Available players led by Tyrese Halliburton from Iowa State, Devin Vassell from Florida State, Anthony Neesmith and Kyra Lewis Jr., the point guard from Alabama, who has incredible speed, but not the biggest guy in the world. Will it be Halliburton that goes off the board? We're winding down for the Spurs to make their pick and waiting to see it be a little bit longer until we get it in. You wonder if San Antonio's trying to do something with this pick or if it's just a logistical thing.
We're also looking at Devin Vassell. I think that's another guy that they need to take a long, hard look at just because of his length, his defensive versatility. He gives them a two-way guy on the wing and someone who shot over 40% from 3 this past season. He's a late bloomer, so they could really turn him into something down the road.
The Spurs picking 11th overall, and unfamiliar position coming off a season in which they didn't make the NBA playoffs. And Popovich was talking about how he didn't really care about all of the streaks that came to an end that all of the media guys wanted to talk about, but he was proud of the way his team competed down the stretch, and now they'll be able to add a piece, whoever that might be, coming up in just a few minutes. And it looks as if...
Sorry, guys. I'm looking at all you guys mentioning me.
San Antonio Spurs, 11th overall, and we'll see what Popovich and the Spurs are doing now. They've worked their magic. They're taking guys Ginobili, Parker, Kawhi Leonard. Here's the commissioner, Adam Silver.
With the 11th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Devin Vassell from Florida State University.
The second
That's pretty solid.
of the night going off the board. Devin Vassell joining.
Yeah, Alex, I got you.
His teammate at Florida State has lottery picks, and Vassell is going to the San Antonio Spurs. But that hat's fitting just about right now. He is in his home in Brazelton, Georgia. Look at Devin Vassell. Look at the face. Look how young. That was 6 years ago. Guys grow up quickly these days, don't they? elite on the
Maurice,
front
I
of the
don't know.
jersey.
My Hebrew isn't that
A
fluent.
good adjective for his game as well. And let's take a look at our player comparison brought to you by Dell. He is an analytics guy that the analytics lovers love Devin Vassell.
Yeah, his efficiency, his steal and block rates, and this is a guy who made a huge jump. I don't think anyone expected him to really be a lottery pick this early in his career, and he's exactly what the NBA is looking for. They want guys who can guard multiple positions, who can make open shots, and really we haven't seen this type of productivity and efficiency since Anthony Davis, so that's pretty good company to be in.
Obviously a different type of player than Anthony
They
Davis,
just
but the dominance and the productivity are similar.
Yeah, did they just compare him to Anthony Davis? What? Dude, ESPN, hire me.
He's an excellent defender. I think the second best wing defender in the draft behind Isaac Okoro of Auburn. He's very good on the break, shoots 71% on the break, a 41% career three-point shooter. He had over 40 threes, over 40 steals, and 25 blocks this season. He led Florida State in everything. Guy is going to be an outstanding.
He does not play anything close to Anthony Davis. I don't care if you're upset that I'm talking over them. You don't need to hear that garbage, bro.
Exactly. You were not necessarily seen as a Division I prospect coming out of high school, but improved every single year. How has the experience of being doubted shaped you?
I mean, first off, I just got to thank God for this. But, I mean, honestly, it was a lot of hard work, a lot of, dedication. And, I feel like I just...
You're the man,
a lot of
Flight
people
Mike. Let the
doubted
chaos
me, a
begin.
lot of
Thank you,
people,
man.
Said this or that. But, I always knew the work that I was putting in. And I knew that, I have no words. It's just a blessing for real.
Absolutely. Your shot has garnered a lot of attention. What are your goals surrounding that area as you enter the league?
Just keep improving. I think from my high school to college, I went from like 27 to about 40%. And I think, it just shows the hard work that I've been putting in. My shot didn't change and everything's fine, but I think that right now I'm just excited and I'm ready.
Well, that Spurs hat.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna let the volume play. We have a trade update.
Malika, thank you, and congratulations to Devin Vassell. A couple of Seminoles have gone. Patrick Williams, 4th overall, going to the Chicago Bulls and new coach Billy Donovan, and Devin Vassell going to veteran Greg Popovich.
New Orleans is discussing trade scenarios with the number 13 pick.
Are now about to make a selection, and that pick is in. Here is the commissioner with the Kings.
So fast.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Tyrese Halliburton from Iowa State University.
That means Buddy Hield's probably going to get traded.
You think this is an absolute steal?
Jan, the $ at the bottom of the chat's how you donate.
He's one of the best guards there is in the draft.
Or just
and
click
the
this link.
reality for the Sacramento Kings is you're not sure if De'Aaron Fox wants to be there long term. You're not sure if Buddy Hield wants to be there long term. Drafting a young playmaker, somebody that can come in case that doesn't pan out. Ultimately,
He's a scoring point guard.
Opportunity for the Kings.
He's a scoring point guard.
A new general manager in Sacramento, and Monty McNair, who loves the analytics. Is this a perfect fit for their philosophy now?
Yeah, and I think it's a perfect fit alongside De'Aaron Fox as well, because Tyrese Halliburton is a little bit of an unorthodox player. He's not really a go-get-you-a-bucket, break-you-down guard. That's actually an area where he struggles a little bit, whereas De'Aaron Fox is one of the fastest players in the entire NBA. So I think those guys could play off each other extremely well. He's a big-time shooter with his feet set, shot over 40%.
Yo, his girl is fine.
He's actually the only player in all of college basketball to shoot almost 60% from 2, 40% from 3, and average over 5 assists a game.
Dude.
Makes everybody around him better.
The Pelicans could pick Cole Anthony or Tyrese Maxey or Aaron Nesmith. They have some good options here, dude.
His interviews is probably a result of his family's example.
This is my pops on TikTok. Man is a fool. My dad is not one to shy away from a camera at all. My freshman year at Howie, they picked somebody out of the crowd to do the three-point contest, and somehow this guy gets picked. He's out there shooting threes, airball it. Eventually makes the required amount, and he's too busy celebrating to get off the court. My dad was a big Magic Johnson fan. He showed me a lot of those clips growing up. Just because of the joy that Magic played with, my dad instilled that in me at a young age, just to always have fun on the court and to let your personality really show. And that's kind of got me to where I am today.
There was much rejoicing in the Sacramento draft room when they were able to come up with Tyrese Halliburton, a guy that all of my guys here on the set have been singing the praises of him. And Bobby Marks joins us now. Bobby, I alluded to the fact a couple of seconds ago about just how blown away you were by Tyrese and your time spent with him.
Yeah, Reese, I was able to help him prepare for this draft process in the interview. And in my 25 years working in the NBA, he is the best interview that I've ever gone through. High basketball IQ, a great kid. Sacramento's got a steal here, and this kid is going to be in the league for 15 years. So congrats to Tyrese, congrats to the Sacramento Kings, because right now they are the winners of the night so far.
All right, Bobby, this is a guy that we saw really improve at Iowa State under Steve Prohm.
He's going to be in the league for 15 years? Where are you basing that off of?
The Big 12 in assists a year ago as his game just continues to grow. And the Iowa State point guard, now former Iowa State point guard.
Oh, you got to promote yourself.
Tyrese, your mom, Brenda. There you are. Your mom, Brenda.
Bro, I bet you didn't even know
every single one of your collegiate games, and by all accounts, you get your personality and charisma from your dad. What does it mean to share this with them?
Who is the blonde?
It's an amazing night. It was really fun. I'm in the perfect spot. Sacramento is a perfect spot for me. First I want to thank God, but these two right here, they're my rocks, and I love these guys to death. So I'm just glad I got to experience this with them.
One of your coaches at Iowa remembers your father giving you some advice, and that was to seek out the best player on any team that you are on. How are you going to do that with the Kings?
I'm just ready to get to work right away, ready to create relationships with these guys, and bring Sacramento back and get to winning games. So I'm just ready to get to work.
And we just heard Bobby Marks sing your praises, but I gotta say, your suit might be the best one in the draft so far. Can we check that out? Can we see a little bit of what's going on there?
Yeah, of course. Just the inside. This is my area code, 920 to the league. Then obviously with what's everything that's going on in our world, it's important that I make this, emphasize this in Black Lives Matter, and keep what's important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, Tyrese. Black Lives Matter.
Good spot
Reese,
for him.
Back to you.
Good spot for him.
All right, Malika, so Tyrese Halliburton going 12.
Leave a like if you're enjoying the stream, man.
New Orleans Pelicans are on the clock. And last year, they had the top pick, and they took Zion Williamson, and he lived up to expectations once healthy, Jay.
Well, he sure did. I mean, one of the most explosive players I've ever seen coming out of college. I've never seen a player like Zion Williamson on a basketball court. And when he was
Phil, if I'm so annoying, why are you here?
When he was on the court, there was quite a difference in the
I can't turn up the draft volume past this.
Pelicans had.
Most definitely. I mean, they lost Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's no longer there. But you got to give David Griffin a lot of credit.
You want to see what the chat's going to be like without slow mode? I could show you. It's horrible. You guys want slow mode off? Watch. Watch.
And I would look at
you ready?
a guy like Sadiq Bey, a
slow mode is off.
Who doesn't
Go.
have the ball in his hands to be effective. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in this draft. Shot over 40% from three and has that Villanova edge to him that I think would really help them defensively.
Zion Williamson last year going to the New Orleans Pelicans. As Jay mentioned, Drew
XO, if you become an underboss, I'll mod you.
Officially to Milwaukee as the Bucks try to get
a Don.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're going to try to build everything around Zion now and try to find the complementary pieces that can make New Orleans a contender. Just a few seconds away from the Pelicans turning in their pick. And if you're looking at this, what kind of player would fit well with Zion Williamson?
Someone who can stretch the floor and stretch a defense. And one of those guys would be the best shooter in the draft, Aaron Nesmith of Vanderbilt. He was injured last year, but the guy can really score and
all right, we'll see what the Pelicans have decided as the pick is now in. It is 13th overall in this 2020 NBA draft. Commissioner Adam Silver making his way to the podium.
With
no
the
problem,
13th
Kill.
Pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Kyra Lewis Jr. from the University of Alabama.
A point guard that can shoot it from three. That's pretty much what they got.
For Kyra Lewis Jr., the Alabama guard who played
One of the best
last year
shooters
for
in the
Nate
draft.
Oates, who's trying to transform that program, and the celebration has started for a guy who's his primary asset and attribute. He just has elite speed.
Pure speed, just a blur with the basketball in his hands, and not just in a straight line. He can change speeds, but really gets down the floor. Elite in transition, an excellent finisher. He's got a Euro step. He can go off of his off foot. Good in the pick and roll, and also has a very good middle game. An underrated defender, but a guy that's got a motor. He's still young. When he first got to, Avery Johnson recruited him to Alabama. He stepped on campus.
You already know Boston's about to take Cole Anthony.
Player, but very humble and a really hard worker.
I think it's an A pick.
Headquarters for the Pelicans in Metairie as they celebrate. And Jay mentioned how young he is. Kyra just turned 19 in April. He'll go down now and play alongside Zion Williamson with the Pelicans. The Boston Celtics are on the clock. We'll see what the C's do when you come back.
Speaking of gaming, guys, if you guys want to do your boy a favor and check out my gaming channel, where do you have Nico Manian going? Probably like mid-20s. My gaming channel is in the description, in the chat, man. I just started it again. It's really demoralizing having to start all over again. I got banned from Twitch. So, you know, go ahead, check it out. And of course, if you're enjoying the stream, I'm kind of taking a big ass risk over here, man. Streaming this. So if you just do me a favor and leave a like, subscribe, and maybe consider turning on my notifications. I know some of you guys mess with me, and I know a decent amount of you guys don't. For the ones that do, would greatly appreciate an opportunity to get my content out to you guys. What did I do? They claimed that I attempted to swat somebody because, like, there was this stream where Flight Reacts lost his PSN, and we were just watching people react to it, and one of the dudes tried to swat someone, and well, that's what happened. They thought it was me. It wasn't me. I have a life. It wasn't me. I promise you. Also, if you want to check us out on Twitter, if you tweet something, it'll pop up here. I know how dangerous this could be. I'm just waiting for the draft to come back. I have the draft open in a different tab. Last year when I did this, it was a horrible idea. But I appreciate the support, guys. We're about 2,000 subscribers away from 450,000. And yeah, we're just, let's see, is it back yet? It looks like it's almost back.
Or how to slow it down.
I don't want any like copyrighted music. That's why. You know what I mean? Speaking of timely fashion, I usually speak over their analysis because their analysis could be very off, and I do this for a living. And I feel like I know a little bit more about the draft than the people analyzing it. But for the interviews, I like letting you guys hear what's going on. You feel me? I see that you guys want slow mode back. So I will do you guys a favor and turn slow mode back off. It's just a bunch of people wanted it on. So there you go. And we're back. Gotta love the yearly draft toxicity. Let me get this volume on for you guys.
On draft night, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, and Jason Tatum, who's turned into an absolute superstar and a steal in that draft. A crafty trade that night. You see how they've been able to use.
Where's Shaq West going?
And once again, we come in to this draft, and the Celtics with 3 picks in the first round, 14th, 26th, and 30th. They are on the clock for that 14th pick right now. So here's how Danny Ainge has been able to acquire some of the notable players. He extended the window on Gordon Hayward a couple more days to make a decision on what happens now with him and the option on his contract. Players drafted 26 first-round picks. They've also picked up guys like Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Isaiah Thomas, and Kyrie Irving in trade. So what is it that you expect Boston to do here right now, Jay Will?
Yeah, look, they need some help at the center position. Robert Williams was hurt last year on and off. Obviously, you have Daniel Tice and Enes Kanter. Bench scoring, they're ranked 29th in bench scoring, so you need somebody that can give you some production off the bench, considering their starting five is so strong. And then potentially a backup point guard. You know, you don't know if you're able to re-sign Brad Wanamaker. So I think those are the three kind of spots.
I don't get the Shaq West jokes.
See the draft headquarters for the Celtics as they plot the next move.
Jorge, is it official?
As you look at this, Jay, what move would you make? Who's the best available guy in your judgment?
Best available player I have
Check
is,
my
is
IG.
Aaron Nesmith because of his ability to shoot the ball. I don't discount Sadiq Bey there from Villanova just because of he's 6'8", 45% three-point shooter, and can also defend multiple spots.
What did you want me to
There are a
check
number
on
of different ways he can
Instagram?
go, like Precious Achiuwa is a double-double guy who's still a young player coming out of Memphis. Jay Will mentioned if they
I don't get it.
need a big guy, Daniel Aturu of Minnesota is another guy who averaged 20 points, 11.5 rebounds, block shots, can make face-up shots. There are a number of options you have there.
Why'd you want me to check my Insta?
So the Celtics now, I'm told that the pick is in, 14th overall.
I'll check after the pick.
Celtics continue to wheel and deal whether the pick will be staying in Boston. They've been active in draft night in recent years. Here's the commissioner.
With the 14th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Aaron Nesmith from Vanderbilt University.
Does this mean bye-bye Gordon Hayward?
My monitor here, it looks like he has
What do you guys
the
think, chat?
Celtic green suit. He averaged 23 points a game, shot better than 50% from the floor, 52% from three, and led the nation. Of course, his season was cut short due to a foot injury, played only 14 games. He's got roots in the state of South Carolina, and there's been a wealth of basketball talent that has come from the Palmetto State, including Alex English and Larry Nance and Kevin Garnett. I guess Aaron Nesmith just knows that it's in the soil to play basketball in South Carolina.
My dad's he's a big handyman, and so, you know, ever since I was able to pick up a hammer, he's had me helping him out, picking up the saws. He can drive a tractor. I can drive an excavator. I've built multiple chicken coops. I've dug multiple ponds, decorated the ponds. When I was in 6th grade, my dad would make me wake up at 6 in the morning and go cut down trees from 6 to 6, which is not an easy thing to do in Charleston, South Carolina, where it's 100 degrees every morning. I hated it, but it definitely taught me hard work at a very early age.
Hard work is clearly in Aaron's blood, and you are sitting here with your family. Your father, Bernie, instilled in you that you constantly need to work at whatever skill you are trying to do and pursue perfection. How are your teammates on the Celtics going to see that?
You know, just every day coming in, you know, trying to earn myself from the second I walk in through the door, and just, you know, instill that hard work that I've always had in my life and just continue moving forward.
We saw a wave of emotion come over you as you heard your name called. What are you feeling in this moment?
It's a dream come true. You know, every kid dreams of this moment since they're like 8 years old. And so to finally be able to sit here with my family and friends and those who are most important to me, it's definitely a surreal moment, for sure.
Enjoy this night. Maybe give your mentor, Chris Middleton, a call, get some last-minute advice because you're headed to the league. Reese, back to you.
And Malika, we've talked about the type of shooting stroke that the kid from Vanderbilt had.
Best shooter in the draft. Averaged 23 points a game last year before he was injured. And there's nobody better catch and shoot in this draft. Nobody better shooting off of screens. Shooting off of screens, he's got almost 1.4 points per possession in jump shots off of screens. That is ridiculous. He's long-armed. You can see his improvement from last year to this year. And remember, he missed a bunch of games because of that foot injury that he had. But his shooting number is just absurd. 4.3 three-point field goals made per game in the 14 games that he played. I think he can become a much better defender and put the ball on the deck a little bit more. But with that 6'10" wingspan, he can rise up and shoot over anybody.
You see in that piece, his dad taught him to drive an excavator. I'm glad they're finished with that whole big dig thing in Boston. It put him to work off the court too. Magic's on the clock.
Bro, with the music, chill. Chill. All right, why are you guys telling me to check Shaq West's IG? Oh, I'm getting this a lot. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying the stream, man, leave a like, you know, subscribe, turn on my notifications. These dudes are still alive? Dude, no way. Oh my God, they're still alive. Yeah, I don't know. Check us out on Instagram. Why are you guys telling me to check Shaq West's IG? I mean, check.
New season premieres tomorrow at 8. Set your DVR. Welcome to Advanced Auto Parts.
I need one of those.
I gotta do it off camera first. I don't trust y'all, man. Y'all are savages. I know this. Hold up.
This year, Christmas might be
Wait.
extra uncomfy. But if there's anyone who could put the year back on the nice list, it's Duluth.
Bruh.
Salvage this season with Yuletide tested gear. Only at Duluth Trading.
Are you kidding me?
Mobile has no hidden fees. What you sign up for is what you pay. Other carriers add fees and charges for things they never mention up front.
I hate that. The new gardener hit us with an I got stuck with a thorn.
Watch someone draft Shaq West with a late round pick.
I did ask him to sing with the plants, but $12.
Even Travis Scott. Oh my God, that's so funny. That's really funny. So Shaq is officially in the draft. Dude, you gotta draft him for the culture at that point.
Talk a little bit about Augusta. That was something really special. The interaction and the passion that we put into it.
And he wanted a green that was very similar to what they have at Augusta National with the slopes and everything.
Hey man, I appreciate the love on this post. Usually like these comments are really toxic, but you guys were really awesome. So thank you.
Go in the house, look out the window. What do you want to look?
My head is killing me.
It turned out spectacular.
I'm so freaking tired too. I can handle chat, man. I'm a YouTuber. YouTubers are supposed to handle toxicity. I got this.
Mountain Dew, the top scorer remaining on the board is Cole Anthony out of North Carolina, who put up big numbers, really carried.
Magic picks in, guys.
A lot last year. The top perimeter defender is Josh Green, who played at Arizona a year ago, and Desmond Bain with Aaron Nesmith just being taken by the Boston Celtics. Desmond Bain now the top shooter remaining on the board. The Magic on the clock right now. They have been able to hopefully continue to rejuvenate the career of former number 1 pick Markelle Fultz. What will the Magic do now? Here's the Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 15th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Cole Anthony from the University of North Carolina.
Hey, I recognize one of those guys in the Cole Anthony celebration. There's Spike Lee celebrating with Cole, who, after a season at North Carolina, is going to the Orlando Magic, and perhaps you know that his father was a tremendous player as well. Greg Anthony, the starting point guard for that great 1990 UNLV team, won the national championship in 1990. He too was an NBA draft pick, going 12th overall in the 91 draft to the Knicks, and played 11 years in the NBA. But Cole Anthony's path to the NBA might have been detoured a little bit by injury this year, but his path to the league has been charted, documented, and predicted ever since he was a little baller.
I've worked very hard on my ball handling, my shooting, my rebounding, and my speed.
The name of the film was Little Ballers. Sheesh. I mean, that was almost half my life ago. It was my mother's idea. She saw at a young age that me and a bunch of my friends just really how passionate we were about basketball.
In the largest sense, making Little Ballers was just a reminder that everybody has a dream.
I plan on playing basketball my whole life and in the NBA as soon as possible for as long as I can.
And so to look back, a decade ago, to see that Cole is on the eve of having this dream of playing in the NBA come to life, it's surreal.
Friends. He is surrounded by family. And is that Spike Lee that we're seeing over there, too? All of New York is coming to congratulate you. You were a big-time high school player, one of the best high school players. You had some injuries. What are you eager to showcase in the NBA?
To be honest with you, I struggled a lot this year. Like, it's hard. This is probably one of the hardest years of my life. I've had a very blessed life. Thanks to my parents, my family, my friends, just my whole support system. And just, I never had surgery before. Just having the surgery was just, whenever I found out I had surgery, it was just, it was heartbreaking. I broke down, started crying. Dad, you see, I'm crying now. Shoot, but it's just I struggled. I continue to struggle, and I'm still struggling to this day. But I'm getting better, and it's just I'm healthy now, and I can't wait to just get out there and play. I'm so passionate about the sport, the game. This is the best moment of my life right here. There's nothing comparing to this moment right here. You may be birthed, but this is the absolute best moment of my life.
It looks like you have a pretty fun celebration going over there. Make sure to tell your parents what they mean to you at some point tonight. Clearly, they've helped you a whole lot. Reese, back to you.
And Malik, I was around the North Carolina program a lot last year, and when he had that injury, people said, well, should he even play anymore? He never wavered about coming back and finishing with a target.
And you have to give him a lot of credit because a lot of players would have just shut it down. And he's a very talented scorer and just a freak of an athlete that never gets tired. Gets downhill, gets to the rim, and can finish and draw fouls. Another three-level scorer. He had to take a ton of difficult shots last year just because he had to generate so much offense throughout the course of the year for North Carolina. But Cole Anthony is going to be an outstanding NBA player.
Magic take him with the 15th overall pick, and the Portland Trail Blazers not only on the clock, the pick is in. Let's see what Portland decides to do.
With the 16th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Isaiah Stewart from the University of Washington.
So Isaiah Stewart,
shout outs to them for muting
celebrating his selection, 16th overall. Grew up in Rochester, New York, went across the country to play for UW, and you see him celebrating and getting that Trailblazers hat. We check in now as Adrian Wojnarowski joins us. Woj, what do you have on this pick that Portland just made of Isaiah Stewart out of Washington?
Yeah, Reese, this pick has moved around. It went from Portland to Houston and then to Detroit in a trade earlier today. Isaiah Stewart from the University of Washington. He's the second first-round pick by new GM Troy Weaver in Detroit. And Troy Weaver, before he got to the NBA, was an assistant coach at Syracuse University, and Mike Hopkins, the Washington coach, was one of his colleagues on that staff. So he certainly had a lot of intel on Isaiah Stewart out of Rochester, New York. And so for Troy Weaver, he was hired from Oklahoma City based largely on the role he played in drafting a lot of very successful, high-profile, some MVP caliber players there. Detroit brought him in to start replenishing their young roster. They go with Isaiah Stewart and Killian Hayes earlier in the lottery.
All right, Woj, so Isaiah Stewart, his dad doesn't love to fly, so now he'll be able to drive instead of having to go to Portland. What he did when he went to Washington, he drove.
Just a man-child.
I actually mocked this. I picked this pick.
Presence in the post. that plays with his back to the basket. He's got a turnaround jumper, a good jump hook, very, very active. He can pass, and he's got a really nice touch, but he plays
I think in my mock, I also had the Minnesota Timberwolves taking Sadiq Bey.
In total rebounds last year.
So he mentioned that Isaiah's dad doesn't like to fly, but when he drove out to UW to visit Isaiah and his teammates, he left a lasting impact on their stomachs.
So my dad came here from Jamaica here to the States to pick sugar canes and work on farms to pick fruits.
My father used to be a chef. When I was little bit, my father used to take me with him to cook for weddings and party and stuff, you know.
When my dad came up to University of Washington, and before he came out, he told me to tell my teammates he's going to be cooking for us. So he came out and he cooked in our dorms. He cooked oxtails, rice, and beef.
Nothing will leave in that pot when it's done. Nothing. They heat it off clean.
As my dad would say, whenever he cooks his food, he always tells me it's going to stick to my bone. That's definitely how food's going to help me.
And Isaiah has been keeping a pretty strict diet right now, too, because his brother's in culinary school, and as Woj told you, that pick is on his way to Detroit, and the Minnesota Timberwolves right now about to make a selection that will also be on the move. The pick is in.
With the 17th pick in the NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Aleksej Pokuševski from Novi Sad, Serbia.
Adam going way later.
And from Athens, Greece, we showed you the suit that Aleksej had chosen last night. Very James Bond look, very sleek, very Mike Schmitz looking suit. Stylish guy. He's the youngest eligible player in the draft at the age of 18. What do you got from him, Mike?
Yeah, he's on the short list of potential unicorns in this draft, just with his size, his ability to handle, shoot it at his size. He can really, really pass, and he has shot blocking instincts. So the Oklahoma City Thunder have been on him for quite some time, and this is a guy that NBA scouts flocked out to Greece to get eyes on in the open court. He's really, really good handling like a guard. His agility, really, really impressive at that size. He can shoot it off the bounce. He can shoot it off the catch. You can pick and pop him to space. He can rim protect. Now, he needs to get a lot
there's a
tougher
trade.
Defensively. He's not the most physical guy. Had some injuries this past season, but coming out of the second league in Greece, we've seen another good player come out of there, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So he's in good company.
Okay, so Pokuševski being selected by Minnesota. We expect that pick is going to be on the move as well, too, as we're starting to see some of the
Here's the
movement that
trade.
we expected earlier in the night, too.
It's just crazy when you think about OKC. I think it's 17 now first-round picks that they have between 2020 2026. It's just Sam Presti continues to build them up and get players like that, especially with Danilo Gallinari going to be a free agent this offseason.
Okay, so Dallas is now on the clock, and Dallas has the 18th pick overall. The Luka Doncic selection went pretty well for them. The triple-double machine, including the playoffs. He had 19 of them to lead the NBA. He was All-NBA.
We have another trade.
In the MVP voting this past
Luke
year.
Kennard just got traded to the Clippers.
9 rebounds and nearly 9 assists per game, and yet is just 21 years old, and this has gotten off to a sensational start. So Dallas on the clock right now. What would be a good fit for them? What would you do in terms of trying to find someone to go with Luka?
I think they need a 3-and-D style wing. You know, they need somebody who can defend, who doesn't need the ball in their hands to be effective. I look at Josh Green out of Arizona, tough-minded, 6'6", long arms, physical body. Sadiq Bey, a guy who doesn't need the ball as well, can space it. Those are two really good options for them.
Okay, so the Mavericks haven't wasted a lot of time. They've known exactly what they want to do with this pick. Clock is just now ticking down toward 2:20, and the pick is in. Here is the commissioner, Adam Silver.
With the 18th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Josh Green from Sydney, Australia, and the University of Arizona.
So Josh Green spent a lot of his childhood in Australia, but moved to the United States to sharpen his basketball skills, and that he did. Turned out to be the number 8 overall recruit in the ESPN 100. But when he came to the U.S. as a 14-year-old, he had tried just about everything. In fact, he had been a standout in something very physical.
Growing up in Australia, I grew up trying out different sports, soccer, basketball, tennis, and all these other stuff. I discovered Australian football in my 5th grade year, and, I kind of fell in love with it. Australian rules, it's a very popular sport in Australia. I went to Australian football, tryout camp for my local team, and, I played very well. And I moved from Australia to America. It was a big adjustment for me.
I think he's going to have a role in the NBA.
I kind of knew that I had to take basketball to the next step and really focus on it because there's no Australian football in America. I'm very grateful to be able to be over here in America and playing basketball.
Josh Green selected in a draft being conducted at ESPN, where Australian rules football is in our DNA.
An athletic player that is quick and strong, and he can also defend at a high level. He's got the ability to switch off and guard multiple positions, which is so valuable right now in the NBA. He can contain the bounce, and one of the things I like best about Josh Green is he fights through screens. He doesn't just melt on a screen. He'll fight through it to stay with his assignment. He shoots 36% from 3. He can catch and shoot. He's got a good mid-range game and an excellent transition finisher that shoots 61% on the break.
So Josh Green out of Arizona headed to the Dallas Mavericks to team with Luka. The Brooklyn Nets are on the clock. High expectations for the Nets and their new coach, Steve Nash. He will join us in our coverage of NBA Draft 2020.
All right, so this is going to be a little confusing, so follow me. The Nets are picking, right? But technically, the Nets are picking for the Clippers. The Clippers are sending that pick, the 19th pick that's about to be picked, to the Detroit Pistons in return for Luke Kennard, and the Brooklyn Nets are getting Landry Shamet, which sounds so freaking confusing. So all you got to know is the Nets are about to get Landry Shamet. The Pistons are trading the Pistons are trading Luke Kennard to the Clippers, and the Clippers are sending the 19th pick to the Pistons. I know. Very freaking confusing. You guys got all that? Luke Kennard's a Clipper. That's all you got to know. Like, the Clippers get some shooting, man. I mean, this is from Shams. Very, very confusing. Here, I'll tweet it. Anyone else confused? Whenever it gets to that point, I just say, okay, who's getting who? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? By the way, I'm thinking of streaming the second round on my gaming channel. I don't know if I'm, and I probably won't show my face on it. So if you want to check it out, gaming channel is in the description underneath my Instagram and Twitter and whatnot.
It's tough these days, so I'm looking to cut costs, starting with my internet. Smart. Yes, but it looks like I have to choose between low prices or...
Thanks for the support, man. Leave a like if you're enjoying the stream. I'm not upset or anything, man. I'm just really freaking tired. Like, really tired.
With their low prices. Am I seeing things? Just the truth. Beautiful, isn't it?
Simple like my GM. Who drafted Hendrix Cobb? Oh. Alright, we already know who's... Alright, we know who Detroit's picking, too, as well. Put what in the chat? Oh. The second round's gonna be done on this channel, dude.
Give your customers the confidence to shop safe. New touch-free payments. No seller fees until 2021. Shop safe with PayPal.
Who was the 17th pick? I think it wasn't Josh Green. It was the pick before Josh Green. Was that Isaiah Stewart? Who drafted Denny Avdia? Washington. And we're back.
It's glaring in terms of the pieces that we need in order for us to be at that next level. You know, we'll see how that evolves.
Nico Mannion's still on the clock. I mean, they're...
everything he could, but you know, it's
yeah, it
time
is.
for another voice in the locker room.
Gaming channel's in the description down below. Vassals on the Spurs.
KD could be a head coach. I could be a head coach.
The Brooklyn Nets are hiring Steve Nash, a legendary point guard
While I haven't necessarily publicly stated a desire to coach, privately it's always been in my mind. It's build something with a group of people that have already done an outstanding job. It was really exciting.
The Nets are selecting 19th overall. They got that pick from the 76ers via the Clippers, but it is not done moving yet, is it, Woj?
This pick at 19 is headed to the Pistons, who are going to have now 3 picks in the top 20. It's a 3-way trade, I'm told, among the Pistons, Nets, and Clippers. The Clippers are going to send Landry Shamet to the Nets. Luke Kennard, the guard with the Pistons, goes to the Clippers, and then that 19th pick heads to Troy Weaver in Detroit, and they have a chance now, to really reshape this young roster. They've been very high on Sadiq Bey of Villanova. That's somebody very high on their draft board. We'll see what they do here at 19.
Okay, Woj giving us the latest. Brooklyn will still make the pick. All of the trades, of course, have to go through NBA legal, be finalized before they become official. But the Nets making the pick for the Pistons, as Woj just told you. And here is the Commissioner, Adam Silver.
With the 19th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Sadiq Bey from Villanova University.
And Sadiq Bey was a guy who was really wearing out his former Villanova teammate Eric Paschal about what life in the NBA was like. When he got to Villanova, he was constantly asking questions about how to get a lot more time on the floor. But it was his mom, who was a high school principal and earned a doctorate in educational leadership. Her motivation and tough love made him the guy he is now.
My relationship with my mom is very strong. She's always been my role model. She played basketball at University of North Carolina at Charlotte. She was a great player. She was always on me, even as a little kid. I was probably 9 to 10, and she was saying, like, you're not playing aggressive enough, like the game's gonna pass you by. It just hurt inside. I'm like, man, my career's gonna be over like this quick. My mom doesn't know exactly how much she means to me. Only I do. I care for her and I love her so much.
Maybe the best thing you can say about him is he's a Villanova guy.
He is a culture guy. I mean, this guy, there's nothing wrong with him. A 3.8 student, great work ethic. He shot 45% from 3 this last year. 6'8", long arms. He shot 1.3 points per possession on spot-ups, and very good in transition. He's got guard skills, and he can defend absolutely anybody. He can defend on the ball. He stays in front on the dribble, and he rotates well. He's a good talker. He had over 73s, over 70 assists at 6'8". He can play all over the floor. This is a really good player that's going to play a big role for a lot of years as a starter.
Well, Jay Wright not only has built a college basketball dynasty, he started a bit of a pipeline into the NBA. Look at all of these high draft picks and guys who have really gotten off to great starts in their careers for the most part, coming out of Villanova over the last couple of years. Now, this most recent pick, Sadiq Bey, is not going to stay with Brooklyn, but Brooklyn has plenty of talent coming back with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and now Steve Nash is the head coach of the Nets, and Steve gracious enough to join us now. So, Steve, what's it been like on your first draft night as a head coach in the NBA?
It's been incredible. First of all, congrats to all the draftees. This is a monumental night for all of them. I remember it well, and they should hopefully enjoy this with their families. But for us, it's been exciting just to be in the room and try to figure out how we can improve our roster.
When you look at what your expectations are going in with established stars like you have and getting some veteran pieces to go with them around, how would you describe what your expectations are for your first year?
Well, we're trying to contend and win a championship. I think it's something that we're not going to shy away from. We realize that there's a long path towards that, and we have to, take this process and build a team that is cohesive, connected, has an incredible spirit, because it's not all just about, the names on the roster. It's about how we compete together. So, I think that's the first and foremost on all of our minds is how do we build a team and a spirit that's willing to compete. It's so competitive at the top end of the league to try to get over the hump. And, we realize that's going to take time. It's going to take patience. It's going to take a lot of hard work.
Steve, obviously your your credentials, your knowledge, impeccable. You've been able to build teams as a leader on the floor. What do you think the most challenging thing will be trying to do that as a coach?
Well, you're gonna have to ask me that in a few months. But at this point, I think at this point, obviously, I'm trying to get myself up to speed. Fortunately, I have an incredible support system here at the Nets, coaching staff. All the departments are incredibly mature and well thought out. So I got tons of support. I'm learning every day, and hopefully, I can add a lot from my experiences and acumen to the game.
As you spend this night in the draft headquarters and think about building a team, has your mind wandered at all back to your draft year and your draft night?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's incredible to see some of these young men and their families and recognize not only the feelings they're having tonight, but all the hard work they put in to get here and the future, potential that all of them hold. It definitely takes me back. It's exciting. It'd be nice to be 19 again. Well, I was 22. We didn't have as many 19-year-olds coming in the draft in '96, but it's incredible. It brings back a lot of memories. I'm excited for all these young players, and obviously for me as a young coach, it's exciting to get started as well.
And Steve, we're looking forward to seeing the product that you guys are able to put on the floor in Brooklyn once we get started, and we're getting started in less than a month too. So we look forward to that. Thanks for spending some time with us, and best of luck on the rest of draft night.
You got it. Thanks, Reese.
All right, there is Steve Nash, the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Miami Heat on the clock. Miami, what a finish they had once they got to the NBA bubble. And not a lot was expected of Miami, but yet they just kept finding a way to win. Just had some epic games in the finals against the Lakers. Ended up coming up short despite a valiant effort from Jimmy Butler and all of his teammates in Miami. What a great job they did. So what do you think Miami needs to do right now? What would be a good add and a good fit for them?
I mean, if they can add a PG of Goran Dragic, who obviously suffered that horrible injury, to watch him during the series not be able to come back to play, but him not potentially being there next year, who can help you with that role? And look, you're still looking for pieces, even at the backup, power forward position. Bam Adebayo can do only so much. You need some depth at that position as well.
Okay, they've had a lot of success with Tyler Hero out of Kentucky, Bam Adebayo out of Kentucky. Don't you just take Tyrese Maxey and go, let's stick with this Kentucky thing. It's working.
Might as well. It certainly has. It has so far. Adebayo was terrific. Hero became a star, and now the Heat with the 20th overall pick. The selection is in. Let's go to the podium and Commissioner.
With the 20th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Precious Achiuwa from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and the University of Memphis.
You already know he's going to be a stud.
Achiuwa was the player of the year in the American Athletic Conference. He was the only freshman in Division I to average a double-double this past year, nearly 16 points, nearly 11 rebounds per game to go along with a couple of blocks. And he really helped himself with the way he started playing, the effort and the energy that he showed in the latter stages as he waits for the rest of the game.
He was supposed to be a top 10 pick.
His brother, God's gift, Achiuwa, played at St. John's from 2011 to 14. I mentioned he was not only player of the year, he was also the freshman of the year, and the stats that he put up a season ago.
His brother's name is God's gift.
A really impressive guy who can do a lot of things on the defensive end.
Well, especially after James Wiseman left Memphis and decided just to prepare for the draft after 3 games. That's when Precious Achiuwa really took off. He was a double-double machine, averaged 16 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks. He can step away and shoot it. The only freshman in Division I to be, player of the year and rookie of the year in his league. A relentless finisher, goes after every loose ball. Runs, has a great motor. We talked about his defense, but just a high-energy player that can be really a small ball 5. Right now, he needs to improve his shooting. Shoots 32% from 3, but for a big guy, he can build on that. Just a solid, really good player.
The Precious Achiuwa out of Memphis going to join Bam Adebayo and company in Miami. The Philadelphia 76ers are on the clock, and their head coach is now Doc Rivers. Great Doc Rivers will join us as we continue our coverage of the draft.
Hey, man, if you guys are enjoying the draft, you know how we do it, man. Leave a like, consider subscribing. You guys can tell I'm exhausted, but I'm doing this for y'all. Love y'all, man.
Super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions.
Philly has a dope pick.
So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
What difference could
No, I'm gonna turn it back up. I'm gonna turn it back up when the commercials are done. If you guys want to further support, man, consider becoming a member. You know, I'm just happy with you guys being here, subbing and liking. Second round's gonna be on this channel, by the way, in the chat.
or a giant leap? Maybe it's the memory of you alone, or one with him, or them.
Obi went to the Knicks. Bro, say what you want about me as a person, but I'll take risks like this for you guys, man. I don't care. I'll take risks like this for you guys. Neo, I appreciate you, man. It's going to take a while for me to get the notification, but I appreciate you.
And our family of hotels.
Dude.
More than that, it's sensational. Something revolutionary.
Do you think you're ready for the magic? Because it's been ready for you.
Forrest Whitaker, Keegan-Michael Key, Hugh Bonneville, Anika Nomi Rose, introducing Madeline Mills with Felicia Rashad.
Bro, to the guys that are saying y'all hate for no reason, whenever you do big live streams like this, or whenever you grow as a content creator, which I'm very lucky to have been able to do both, people are typically going to hate on you. But I appreciate it, man. You should stream on a different account so this doesn't get striked. I was thinking of doing it on TheFlightMike TV, but whatever, I didn't. My live's the best one. I appreciate that, dude. Do I think Doc Rivers is a good coach? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Doc Rivers is a good coach? All right, here we go. It's back.
We take a look at 3 to watch, brought to you by Mountain Dew. Could it be that the Sixers go in the direction of one of these 3? The top shooter on the board, according to our experts, is Desmond Bain out of TCU. Another guy out of the Big 12, Udoka Azubuike, the top shot blocker out of Kansas. He is yet to be picked. And the top perimeter defender, now Trey Jones, the point guard from Duke, who has been a tremendous defensive player in his career. The Sixers are on the clock. Let's check in with Woj.
Reese, the Sixers made a significant trade earlier today. Al Horford to Oklahoma City, 3 years, $80 million left on his deal. And listen, this is a Philadelphia team now with Doc Rivers. That brings back Danny Green, Terrence Ferguson.
Of course.
For Oklahoma City, Vasily Micic.
Of course, they want the first round pick of
European
2025.
26-year-old Serbian who I think the Thunder believe can be a rotation guard in the NBA, and now the count is up to 17 future first-round picks between this draft and 2026.
Sam Presti's nuts, dude. He's crazy, man. He's playing my GM here, bro.
So that's what the Sixers are doing. Is they brought in Daryl Morey in the front office. They've got Doc Rivers as the head coach now, and he'll join us in just a little bit, and we'll see what the Sixers are going to do. What do you expect?
No, Daniel, he didn't.
Here? They need shooting. You know, I look at Desmond Bain as one of the better shooters in this draft. Shot over 43%
Thank you,
from
Eddie.
three at TCU. 6'6", can really defend. And then you have some guards like Malachi Flynn, Mountain West Player of the Year at San Diego State. Peyton Pritchard as well out of Oregon. So there are definitely some good options in terms of shooters.
Tyrell Terry can shoot it
at
Stanford. And also Jordan Wara is an excellent shooter from Louisville, 6'7", 6'8".
Did the other stream get taken down? Because if it did, it means we have to rename.
Let's go to the commissioner.
With the 21st pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Tyrese Maxey from the University of Kentucky.
Oh my God. Ear rape, ear rape, ear rape.
Jubilation, and rightfully so, for Tyrese Maxey out of Kentucky. Typically, we have heard the name of a Wildcat called much earlier in the draft now, but Tyrese Maxey perhaps going into an excellent situation with Philadelphia as we take a look at player highlights brought to you by 8. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Here's Tyrese working out, getting a pretty good mentor on LeBron James. Ben Simmons.
Bro,
well,
if
and
you
he's gonna
guys
get
saw
a
the
really good
thumbnail
look
of this
at the
stream,
now.
y'all are gonna
As
die
I
of
previously
laughter.
alluded to, player highlights brought to you by 1800 Tequila, though we certainly don't recommend that right before you start play. Here is Tyrese Maxey.
You can have one if I say wingspan enough.
Bro, the thumbnail of this stream is so funny
Tyrese
now.
Maxey's a shot maker. A guy who he only shot 29-30% from three, but he shot 40% from three against top 25 competition. I think his shooting stroke is good. He just needs to get it more up than out, but that's not going to be a problem. He's a combo guard. He's got a quick first step. He's good defensively. He fights. He guarded Jordan Ware when they played Louisville. Good in the mid-range. He passes well. I think as he refines his game, he's got a great spirit about him on the floor.
Guys, I'm going to have to turn it down a little bit more, man. If they're taking down streams, I have to turn it down.
Players to watch film, but they usually don't start in the second.
Sorry,
grade.
guys.
That's what Tyrone Maxey did with his son.
Go Reed, hype man, hype it up. I see ya, Go Reed.
How the hell did I copy Flight?
He hyped, I'm hyped out.
My dad had a huge influence on my game on the court.
Tyrese and I would play one-on-one when he was a kid.
He never let me win.
He would get so mad, so upset, come in the house crying. Now, I would always tell him, you gotta earn it.
That's one thing that he tried to install in me was that, you know, nothing comes easy, first of all, and I always have a competitive spirit.
I got him. I told you what I did to him back in the day.
You know, if we go to the real court, I'm going to have to cook him. So I let him have his little moment right here, right now. We go to the real court, 7-0. Easy.
Clearly, the bond this family shares is incredible.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like turn it low, and then when they announce, I'll turn it up.
When you were 5 years old, what do you want to show your family that you can do in this league?
I just want to show them that I can compete and do what I know that I can do. I trust myself. I put the work in, and I'm just so excited, man. I'm so thankful.
What have you learned from the time you've spent playing with Rajon Rondo and the like?
I learned a lot.
Is this me, or has there been a lot of crying this draft?
I learned so much from Rondo. I learned so much from Rondo. I really appreciate him, man. He took the time out of his day every single morning to teach me the tricks of the trade. And I want to say thank you so much. And I thank Philadelphia for this opportunity. I promise you, it won't be a regret.
Congratulations, Tyrese. Thank you so much for joining us. Reese, back to you.
And Malika, Tyrese, thank you. That Kentucky connection working for Tyrese as he worked.
No, I know. They should be really happy they got drafted. It's just, it's way more than usual.
So, Doc, getting things started there in Philadelphia. What's your first draft night as the head coach of the Sixers been like?
Oh, it's been great. You know, working with Eldon and Darryl, you know, Peter, Prosper, the owners. It's been really good. It's been nice. I kind of just sit and listen.
But pretty soon.
No, man, it's been a tough year for everyone. You guys are right.
On to lead. So what is it that you think you can bring to this franchise with the pieces that you have in place and some extraordinary talent that can elevate them to that proverbial next level?
You know, it is a talented team, starting with Joel and Ben. And then when you name all the other guys, we have a huge supporting cast here. You know, we have to learn how to win. You know, we've proven here that you can do a lot of winning and win a lot of games, but we have not proven yet to be the winner. But I like the team. I like the talent. Defensively, I think we can not just be a good defensive team. I think we have the chance to be one of the best defensive teams in this league. And if we start with that, I think the offense will come.
What's your reaction to the draft pick that the Sixers just made, that you guys just made with Tyrese Maxey?
Very happy, competitive, tough. You know, when you have a guy like Ben who has the ball, you don't need a pure point guard. You need guards. You need players. And I think Tyrese kind of fits that mode.
Well, Doc, thank you so much for spending time with us. Congratulations on this pick in the draft. And you're going to get started pretty soon. We look forward to seeing the Sixers under your direction.
Thanks. Really soon.
I think the Sixers had a great day.
Really soon. In fact, opening day is what, less than a month away? I mean, December 22nd, so just around the corner here. So the Denver Nuggets are now on the clock. They've got a good young nucleus as well to build. Well, what would you expect to see from Denver here? What would they need?
I think getting another playmaker alongside Jamal Murray to lessen that burden a little bit. And I look at R.J. Hampton. You know, he's one of the more talented players on the board at 6'6". He's explosive in the open court. So I think he could be a steal there. There are some other options as well. Jaden McDaniels is a guy I'm interested in. Long arms, 6'10". He's really a top 10 talent in this draft. So in terms of kind of a talent swing, those are two names that come to mind.
Okay, so Nuggets, 22nd overall, about to make their selection right now, and the commissioner, Adam Silver, is on his way in as the Nuggets have made their choice.
With the 22nd pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Zeke Naji from the University of Arizona.
So the second
Bro, shout out to them for
Arizona
muting
going
whenever
into
it's like
this round.
super
Josh
loud.
Green earlier was selected with the 18th
Like, thank
pick
you.
by Dallas. So Zeke Naji, the freshman who was Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, first team All-Conference. And this guy is not just
Bro, at this
talented
point,
on
I
the
trust
floor,
whoever the
talented
Nuggets
off the
draft.
floor, plays with
They've been
great
killing
rhythm
it lately.
because music is in his blood.
Music to me is everything. Whenever I have any downtime, first thing I like to do.
No,
is
I'm not
go
muting it, guys. They're
just
muting it.
relax.
I'm not
10, 15
muting it.
minutes.
Lakers don't have a pick.
My parents did a really good job of making sure my taste in music was diverse.
It would be on brand for the Nuggets to take RJ, though. They love those types of players.
Jackson 5, Michael Franks, ABBA. Around maybe 6th, 7th grade, I composed like my first song. Piano for me is meditative, and I think that without music, I don't know what I would do.
Neo, I appreciate it, man.
Since the first grade, now he'll try to play a tune in the NBA.
Talk about a motor, guy that plays hard. Zeke Naji can really run the floor. He had 14 double-doubles on the season. He was the Pac-12 Rookie of the Year. An excellent rebounder. He was 5th in the Pac-12 in rebound percentage, and he really gets to the free throw line. He shot over 200 free throws, has 15 to 17-foot range, goes straight up, and has a really nice shooting touch. But a crafty finisher and a really good player. The fact that he gets to the line at such a high rate, I think, is a really good sign about his activity level and his motor.
The Knicks are back on the clock. Earlier tonight, they selected Obi Toppin out.
This
of
has to be
Cleveland.
RJ Hampton, bro.
New York will make its second selection of this first round. We'll find out what they do coming up in just a little bit. Now, we've had just a remarkable night. You've seen players full of emotion as they've had their moment come true, the moment that they have dreamed of their entire lives. More of that coming. We continue with our coverage of the draft.
Who do you got, bro? If the Knicks come out of this with RJ Hampton, I'll be so freaking happy. Like, so freaking happy. Turn off slow mode. I could reduce it because there's not as much people. I may have sold when I said members only at 33,000, but hey, I never I feel like there'd be more people in here if I didn't do that, but you know me, I always try to experiment and whatnot. Oh, did we go down?
This right here, this is that new Powerade
We may have gone down.
That right there is me about to dunk so hard your ancestors will feel it.
We still up? Are we still up?
This is my team getting so hot the rock becomes a fiery ball of greatness. This is my squad raining so many threes.
Chat, are we still up?
And this is me just getting started. New Powerade Power Water. More power from me.
Okay, dope. All right, dope. Guys, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are enjoying the stream, man. We're almost at 450,000 subscribers. So, yeah, appreciate you guys, dude. And also, we're probably going to be doing the second round on TheFlightMike TV. my gaming channel. I'm gonna start doing rebuilds and whatnot there. I'm waiting for
1800.
commercials to end, and then I'll bring it back.
Spectrum is the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, 2 quarters in a row. So we'd like to know, do you like saving money? You could save up to 40%.
Mike, what happened to the thumbnail? People said rename it because another draft stream got taken down. Yeah, but for real, I really need as much support on that channel as possible, man. If we could get some more people on TheFlightMike TV, would really appreciate it. I'm trying to like resurrect this dead channel the same way as I resurrected my dead channel last year. Can't believe it. Last time we were doing this, I had a dead channel of 105,000 subscribers. I was getting like views like this, 400, 500, 300. And that draft stream revived it. So shout out to you guys, man.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Banana sus. Yeah, Brittany, I'm gonna turn it back up as soon as the actual, oh my god, as soon as the actual draft comes up.
Next are on the clock as we take a look at Billis's best available, presented by 1800 Tequila.
Wingspan, baby, wingspan. Mike Schmitz had mentioned R.J. Hampton, who played in New Zealand last year.
My dog Ding, what's good, bro?
Young. Jaden McDaniels, a highly skilled big forward out of the University of Washington. One to watch out for is Tyler Bay out of Colorado, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. He can guard multiple positions.
I found the pick got spoiled for me.
Defender at the guard position is Trey Jones, and then Robert Woodard out of Mississippi State. A guy who can also defend and stretch it out to three-point, another 3-and-D guy.
Nico didn't get drafted yet. Knicks are about to sell.
Available. This is what happened to move the Knicks into this position. This draft spot, 23rd overall, originally belonged to the Jazz. Knicks are going to move up, going to move down in the second round, give up a second-round pick, 38.
Sadiq did get picked.
The Jazz will pick 27th, the spot that the Knicks originally had. So the Knicks have already selected Obi Toppin tonight out of Dayton, a guy who was a late bloomer and then really became a superstar with the Flyers last year, a Wooden Award winner, and he was delighted to be able to go to the Knicks. We saw an outpouring of emotion. So what is it the Knicks?
There's a trade coming up.
Obi Toppin and the other pieces they have.
You need some shooters. I mean, you need some guys. I mean, you know, when you think about Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, there's a logjam of bigs that they have there, but you need guys. R.J. Barrett, they love to attack the rim, so you need guys that can space the floor.
Obi Toppin already in. R.J. Barrett last year. Who will the Knicks get to go with them now at the back end of the first round? Their selection is in as we go next door to Adam Silver.
With the 23rd pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Leandro Bolmaro from Cordoba, Argentina.
I think the Knicks have sold. Did the Knicks sell? Let me know, guys.
Leandro Bolmaro is selected, and there was such delight that the camera kind of got knocked around a little bit in the initial celebration as the swingman out of Argentina and now celebrating in Barcelona with his friends and family. In the pantheon of Argentinian sports, a couple of names resonate around the globe. It's not just Bolmaro, Lionel Messi, a 6-time award winner, a top player. There was Manu Ginobili, a 4-time All-Star and champion with the San Antonio Spurs. And now you have someone trying to follow in the footsteps in the 20-year-old forward Leandro Bolmaro. Some have said he is the future. We will find out if that is the case. What say you, Mike Schmitz?
I love Leandro Bolmaro's game. You know, he actually grew up playing for Manu Ginobili's brother, and he's gotten some guidance from Manu throughout this process. What stands out most is his energy. He's all over the floor defensively. He picks up 94 feet. He has great hands, great feet, and he can really facilitate with either hand in the open court. He's incredibly creative. He attacks closeouts with great instincts, and this is a kid who plays with joy. He plays with with passion that we've seen from these Argentinian greats in the past. And he's already playing in an NBA environment out in Barcelona. He's playing for Sharas Jasikevičius, the great Maryland player, NBA player, and now coach. He's playing with Alex Abrines.
New Orleans has traded up to the 24th pick. You guys are going to love this, bro. Get ready to spam W's.
Potential draft and stash prospect. You could bring him over now, but he's most likely going to spend the next season in Barcelona.
Wait. Oh.
And you see first-round pick from Argentina in the past, back in 2003.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Was a 25th
Next
overall
pick is a
by
dub.
the Detroit Pistons as we check in with Malika.
Thanks, Reese. Leandro, you are just the latest in a long line of distinguished Argentinian players, including Manu Ginobili, whose brother you actually played for, and you've had Zoom calls with him during this pandemic. What does it mean to you to follow along and be the next in that tradition?
No, for me, it's like a dream. I cannot believe this. I want to enjoy now and be happy and to enjoy this. Enjoy this and enjoy.
Absolutely, Leandro. Make sure you enjoyed this. Congratulations, Reese.
Okay, Malika, and we're just finding out that Adrian Wojnarowski joins us with some news on this pick that the Knicks just made.
Yeah, Leandro is headed to Minnesota. The Knicks are going to send him along with that pick for 25 and 33. And so now, big physical European guard played in Barcelona. He goes to the Timberwolves, where they've got a Spanish point guard in Ricky Rubio, who is now on the way there. And New York now gets a couple more picks here, one in the first round and one in the second.
Okay, so starting to put together some assets. You mentioned Ricky Rubio on his way to Minnesota as well. So the Bucks and the Pelicans have a proposed trade that's gotten a lot of attention as the Bucks try to get some help for Giannis. Drew Holiday in the second-round pick, the 60th overall, the final pick of the evening on their way to Milwaukee. You see what the Pelicans have received. So the Bucks are on the clock. And because of this trade, the Bucks are going to make the selection, but it will be on its way to New Orleans and the Pelicans. Let's see who the selection is with Adam Silver.
With the 24th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select R.J. Hampton from Little Elm, Texas.
So R.J. Hampton, who opted not to play in college and instead go overseas to play, is a first-round pick selected by the Bucks, but on
Where a
his way
Kumpo
to
at?
New Orleans, not far from his native Texas.
Yeah, and he's a blur in the open court. He's going to be one of the fastest players in the entire NBA from the day he steps foot in this league, and he's 6'6". He's explosive. He's really improved as a perimeter shooter as well, and I think really benefited from his season out in New Zealand. He told me it allowed him to grow up. He's already been through that rookie hurdle, so he's going to be more well-suited to join the NBA game.
Well, LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton both played in Australia in their National Basketball League last year. Ball played with Illawarra and Hampton played with the Breakers. Hampton forged his own path and made the announcement on Get Up.
Next year, I will be going overseas to play in the Australian Basketball League with the New Zealand Breakers.
My decision to not go to college shocked the world. I got offers from pretty much almost every college in the country. My top four were Kansas, Kentucky, Memphis, and Texas Tech. Playing against grown men is no joke in the NBL. Every night you have a tough matchup. You know, you really have to be mentally strong to withstand the season. There wasn't really super cultural differences from New Zealand and Texas or America. The slang was different. I'm thinking of one of my teammates and like, let's go, mate. Good shot, boy. My time in New Zealand was great, being with family, people that I call family now. I'm forever thankful for the time I spent over there.
Okay, we're just told, Woj has just found out that R.J. Hampton, we thought it was being picked for the Pelicans, but the pick is on the way to Denver instead.
Yeah, and he has incredible speed. I mean, this is a guy who changes ends as fast as any player in the world. And at that size, 6'6", long strides, he really puts pressure on the rim. Euro steps, he's extremely creative. So he gives Denver another element, another ball handler alongside a Jamal Murray, and he can really make plays.
Yeah, also with him along with Monte Morris, like their ability to create shots. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like Jamal Murray in the playoffs, he had to do everything. So to be able to have Monte Morris, now R.J. Hampton, this gives him a different dynamic.
Okay, so the Bucks made the selection, thought it was going to the Pelicans, going to wind up in Denver, but as a reminder that all trades right now still have to go through NBA legal before they become finalized. That's why we put proposed trades on the graphic, but we believe that R.J. Hampton will eventually wind up in Denver. Oklahoma City about to make a selection. Here's the commissioner.
With the 25th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Emmanuel Quickley from the University of Kentucky.
These picks are coming in really fast.
Wildcat guard going in the last few picks, in the last 5 picks to be precise. After Tyrese Maxey went to Philadelphia, Emmanuel Quickley is selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's trying on that hat for size. Averaged 16 points this past season.
Emmanuel Quickley is an excellent shooter. He's a big-time free throw shooter, never misses from the line, but he gets his feet set. He's got deep range. Not the type of guy, he doesn't put it on the deck quite as well as Tyrese Maxey does, but his deal is he can absolutely shoot the ball. And so a little bit surprised that I didn't have him pegged as a first rounder. I don't know, Mike Schmitz, if you did either. There's a little bit of a surprise he's going this high, but he's going this high because he can absolutely shoot it.
And if you sit down and spend time with him, he's one of the most mature kids you'll ever chat with, just in terms of his work ethic, his approach to the game, and he's going to bring that mentality to the NBA.
Very strong family background as well. You mentioned the shooting, too. Only one Kentucky player has had a better free throw percentage, and that was Tyler Hero. Shot just a few percentage points, or part of a percentage point higher than Emmanuel Quickley did this past year. So Quickley is on his way to Oklahoma City as they once again start to reshape their roster and their team.
Exactly. You think about youth, right? Youth movement. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like another Kentucky guy. I mean, the way that they play, and he's taken such an explosion, such a leap from a player developmental standpoint. To be able to have these two together, working out together, like it's a good move for them.
And all these guards from Kentucky are used to playing with multiple ball handlers. It was Ashton Hagans, it was Tyrese Maxey, and then Emmanuel Quickley. So he's going to fit right in with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
So Kentucky didn't produce as many lottery picks or any lottery picks tonight. We're customarily seeing a lot of those guys being selected, but still 2 more first-rounders coming out of that Wildcat juggernaut. Emmanuel Quickley going to Oklahoma City with the Boston Celtics now on the clock at number 26. All right, let's have a look at and see Oklahoma City as they have been through the ringer, starting back with the Kevin Durant era and the Russell Westbrook. James Harden moved on. As you know, the last year they had Chris Paul. What will the future be this time? They've done a tremendous job in trying to figure it out as things have changed. Have a couple of first-round picks in this year's draft. One they just made with Emmanuel Quickley is one of them. Through 2026, they've got all kinds of first-round picks, 16 of them, as the most in the NBA. And if all of those picks convey, Oklahoma City will have 16 through 2026. And Thunder was 16. The Knicks are next closest with 10 of those. We've had a couple of Kentucky guards selected, and pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Wildcats, John Calipari. John, the most recent one was Emmanuel Quickley. What's Oklahoma City getting in him?
Well, he's going to the Knicks. You got to know he's going to the Knicks. And they're getting a worker, a great kid, a terrific basketball player, helps build the culture you're talking about, great faith, great family. Player of the year in the SEC. We win the league by 3 games because of how he played and how Tyrese and
dude, he got old.
You know, I'm waiting on Ashton, waiting on Nick, waiting on EJ. We're waiting on some guys, but I'm happy for those two. And Tyrese, I was on with Doc, Sam Cassell, tutor him like he did John Wall and like he did Shea. It's been a good night. I wish, you know, that there's some guys that passed on Tyrese that are going to regret it. I won't say much because I'm happy he's in Philly.
He wound up in a
Hopefully
good
it's not
spot,
the Rona,
John.
bro.
What is it, do you think, that playing in your program with so many great players and the way you've been able to recruit, how does that prepare these guys to be able to step in quickly and produce in the NBA?
Well, they have to fight here. They're not guaranteed anything. And when you pick here, you know they're going to be other good players. So you got to take what you want. You're not going to be given anything. You got to earn it. You got to create your space. And then the last thing is, the habits you have to have, they understand if you're not a gym rat, if you don't want to be in that gym, if you don't want to get better, you don't come here. And so, you know, these kids get that when they leave, the competitive spirit you have to have, the snarl of Tyler Hero. I mean, it
Snarl?
was unbelievable seeing that come out of those guys, Bam and Shea and Jamal. And Tyrese is a lot like Jamal, and you're going to see Emmanuel quickly stretch the floor for the Knicks.
Is there anyone that has surprised you in terms of being able to develop from when you had them on campus and turned into a productive player out of all of these guys that you've been able to put in the league the last few years?
Well, I didn't know Shea would get it that fast. You kind of knew, like Jamal could score so many ways. You knew the league was moving toward how he played. And now I'm saying that about Tyrese, the same kind of stuff. But Tyler, being the youngest guy and having the, whatever you want to call those, you know, to just go play and not be afraid and take big shots and want to be, I mean, I knew he was going to be good. But it just showed he left here knowing I'm not afraid of anything. Coming here, you got to bet on yourself. You're not betting on me as a coach. You're betting on yourself, and you're not afraid to come into this. And those are those kids, and that's why I feel they do so well.
John, congratulations on 2 more first-rounders so far, and perhaps more to come, and certainly more guys to be drafted before the end of the night, we would suppose. We appreciate your time. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
All right, John Calipari joining us. Here are the 2 guys from Kentucky who have gone, the 2 guards, Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickly. Maxey going to Philadelphia Quickly, the most.
I'm going to update you guys in a sec.
Oklahoma City Celtics are on the clock, and they have made their selection.
With the 26th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Peyton Pritchard from the University of Oregon.
Peyton Pritchard, family dog, not knowing what all the commotion's about, I'm sure, in Westland, Oregon, but Fido's going to get a few extra treats now because the Pac-12 Player of the Year has just been selected by the Boston Celtics. Peyton Pritchard, the 4th player to lead the Pac-12 in scoring in
I don't know who that is.
Single season. And see how tough he is. Started all 105
Love you too, Hoop.
games. I don't know if anything would speak more to his work ethic than scoring 45 in high school. Next morning at 6:30, we're right back in the gym.
So in high school, I wasn't the most naturally gifted, wasn't the most athletic. So I took that and knew that I had to develop my skills in other areas and to be at a high level, and that would have been dribbling.
Peyton Pritchard with ice in his veins.
So I would get up in the mornings around 6, and I would use a yellow, rough, weighted ball and hit 4 rips in my fingers, and then I had to tape them up and bandage them up before practice. And my high school coach was wondering why all my fingers were taped, and it was just because of dribbling.
What a shot!
At the end of the games, I'm able to keep going like I'm still fresh because of my work ethic and all the hours I put in. That's what I love to do.
There's the reaction. 26th pick. Well, he's used to the green, having played at Oregon, so he's going to be able to stay in the same color, and he just had a sensational career at Oregon.
Boston selected competitive, and they selected winner, and a clutch performer. He won 4 state titles in high school. He led the NCAA in minutes played. He can stretch it out and shoot it from deep. He's strong when he puts the ball on the floor.
Sorry, guys. Like, I am so sapped in my energy, and I'm trying to, like, follow along with all the news. Sorry if I'm ignoring you guys.
In front of you,
I appreciate the compliment on the shirt.
He's got really good hands, and he constantly fights. 41% from 3. He's a fighter and a winner, and led Oregon to a Final Four.
The Celtics have a couple of guys who can put in the basket out of this draft. Right?
Yeah, guys that play off with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and also now if you have Brad Wanamaker as a restricted free agent, you don't have to match that offer that comes across because you have a guy in Peyton Pritchard that can handle that responsibility for you.
So Utah Jazz on the clock right now with the 27th pick. Let's take a look at Bills' best available, presented by 1800 Tequila.
Well, Jaden McDaniels of Washington, a tall, lanky, very, very skilled player. Tyler Bay from Colorado, we talked about, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, and another outstanding defender on the ball, Trey Jones of Duke. Daniel Oturu, 6'11", 7 feet, can really rebound. Led the Big Ten in rebounding, an excellent offensive rebounder, block shots, and a guy who can face up and knock down a perimeter shot. One of the most improved players in the country over the last couple of years.
And those guys are the best available. Utah about to make its pick. Originally, Utah was sitting at 23rd. They made a trade with the Knicks, moved back, picked up an extra second-round pick as well. And now, with the 27th pick overall, the Jazz making their first selection tonight. Here's Adam Silver.
There's a new trade.
With the 27th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Udoka Azubuike from Delta, Nigeria, and the University of Kansas.
We saw this guy just continue to get better and better during his time playing for Bill Self.
Well, Udoka Azubuike is a force. I mean, he set an NCAA record for field goal percentage. His career field goal percentage, 74%. Inside of 5 feet, he is dunking on you. Not just a rim protector, but a lane protector. Really improved his mobility with that really long wingspan. He is much quicker off the floor than he appears to be, but got in much better condition where he could change ends and really move his feet. And you're not going to take advantage of him like you think out in pick and roll situations. You know, everybody tries to pull him away from the basket, but he's done a much better job of moving his feet. But man, he is a stud around the basket and a good rebounder as well.
Yeah, Udoka grew up in Nigeria, and many times basketball was somewhat of an afterthought. He spent his childhood in survival mode, trying to help his family and coping with the death of his father in 2010. But like so many, he found basketball as a way to escape.
Home for me is Nigeria. That's where I was born. I grew up with my mom and my dad before my dad passed away. So it's pretty much just being my mom and my siblings. It's been rough. It's been a rough patch. Like at first, I didn't even play basketball, and I just played soccer for fun. I picked up a CD plate, like a videotape of Michael Jordan, and I just started watching it. I was like 11 or 12 back then. My brother was the one that had the videotape. We didn't have like internet back then. I just started having the love for the game. Just seeing Michael Jordan and the air just fly.
Yo, what up, NFL Recap? How was Troy Dan's stream?
That's pretty cool. I feel like I can do that.
Sorry, bro. I'm like looking up news as well.
Azubuike did pick up the game late, but
apparently
he's got an infectious personality, big smile.
Apparently, the Leandro Balmaro trade is pick is going to Minnesota from the Knicks to Minnesota for here, let me read it again. It made no sense to me.
On the clock, though the champs pick
I didn't even think it's legit.
Eventually winding up in Minnesota.
Let me check.
For the first time tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers name will be mentioned in terms of making a selection. We'll give you the pick when you come back.
Okay, let me see what I could get you guys. Yo, by the way, I'm gonna send you a link to the second round of the draft.
If I wasn't your dad, would I be able to do this?
The second round of the draft is going to be streamed right here.
Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul. Oh my God. Just like there's no replacing State Farm. Come on, man. Stop trying to be me.
Yo, Supreme, thank you for the sponsor.
Good neighbor. State Farm is there.
This is the new iPhone.
Clay, the Golden State Warriors fear that Klay Thompson may have severely hurt his Achilles, and it might be a torn Achilles. Hopefully not.
Deal for new and existing customers. I will.
So what'd she say?
It's the wrong person. It's a guy named Carl, but he's very excited and on his way.
Word of mouth advertising. It's what they did before commercials.
It's not complicated. Everyone gets our best deal, like the amazing iPhone 12 mini on us.
A big college football doubleheader. An undefeated Big Ten showdown. And Bedlam in the Big 12.
We have been waiting for a college football Saturday like this.
Oh no.
Wisconsin, Northwestern, and Oklahoma State, Oklahoma on ABC.
The Lakers don't own this pick.
Yep, I got a new one when I switched over to Spectrum Mobile. They're faster overall and more reliable.
They all say that.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio got traded to the Timberwolves from the Thunder.
What? Did you sense any flapdoodle?
What is flapdoodle?
I think it's like hemming and
I think that's a really good get for the Wolves, though.
Faster and more reliable.
Okie dokie. No flim flam.
Spectrum Mobile gives you the fastest overall speeds and the most reliable service coast to coast. It's a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile.
The frigid terrain of an untouched winter. Underneath this blanket of snow, a mystery awaits to be. Whoa! The Acura Season of Performance event is on now. Don't miss it.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Been able to visit with so many of the players selected, 27 of them so far, virtually throughout the night. One of the things that we always enjoy watching when we have the draft typically in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn is the class picture. You see the nervous energy of trying to get everybody together and lined up to take that picture of everybody who is on hand for the draft. Look how we're able to do it through the
Dang, we just got back Clay and he's injured again. It's not confirmed. It might not. It might be an Achilles strain. Hopefully. Appreciate the dono, by the way, bro.
Wait to hear their names called. So far, 27 players have been selected. 60 will be on the evening.
Oh, it's back.
Lakers about to make the selection, but this pick is going to wind up in Minnesota via Oklahoma City. So the Lakers making the pick on its way to Minnesota eventually. Here's the commissioner.
With the 28th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Jaden McDaniels from the University of Washington.
That would be so great. I would have loved that.
Second Husky to be chosen tonight as Jaden McDaniels from his home in Renton, Washington is.
I would have loved to have Jaden McDaniels, bro. You hate to see it.
In Minnesota.
Oh, it's down. My bad.
Third freshman in the last 10 seasons to have 12 points.
Lakers didn't sell. They got Dennis Schroeder.
Miles Bridges and Brandon Ingram did that. Cousin of Juwan Howard, the Michigan coach, and also the two-time NBA champion 2012-14. And Jalen McDaniels, his brother, was a second-round pick. So what is it that Minnesota eventually will get?
Well, they get a special talent. Jaden McDaniels, I mean, it's amazing how young he is. He just got his braces off last year. But he is long, athletic, very versatile on defense. He's got a high release on his shot. Very mobile and very fluid, especially in the open court. He can handle the ball. He reminds you a little bit of Jonathan Isaac that played at Florida State. But versatile skill set. He just needs to get stronger. He tends to turn it over a little bit, almost 3 turnovers per game. And he had an odd thing. He fouled a little bit too much, and he had 6 technicals this last year. So he's a little bit of an emotional player, but a special talent, a really good player.
So he told you McDaniels is on his way to Minnesota. Leandro Bolmaro was also selected earlier. He'll wind up there, and the first overall pick was Anthony Edwards. So Woj, Minnesota's doing a lot to try to craft that roster right now.
Yeah, Gerson Rosas, Minnesota's president, he's really turned that roster over fully in the 2 drafts, the 2 years he's been there. Obviously, the big trade deadline deal last year with D'Angelo Russell, who they brought in to pair for Karl Anthony Towns, and obviously picking Anthony Edwards at number 1. And Ricky Rubio is a very popular player in Minnesota. He always loved playing there. He'll be a tremendous mentor for Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell. This is a Minnesota organization that's really been almost fully reshaped under Rosas now.
And hoping they can build into a contender.
The Mycareer content's on my gaming channel, dude.
And Anthony Edwards that they picked up tonight. Well, the NBA is on its way back, and I know that your sports calendar's a little bit off, but watch the start of the 2021 NBA season during Kia NBA tip-off starting.
I can't believe it. The
22nd. It'll start.
The
on
NBA
TNT,
comes back in a month, bro.
K5 from Kia, the official automotive partner of the NBA. That's December 22nd, just in time for Christmas, the return of the NBA. So the Toronto Raptors are on the clock with the penultimate pick of the first round. Kawhi Leonard signed with the Clippers last offseason following the Raptors' NBA championship, forcing Toronto to change things a little bit. Pascal Siakam, a first-time All-Star, averaging nearly 23 points per game. And their winning percentage turned out to be the best in franchise history as Toronto just continued to find ways to win. They do have some key free agents in Fred VanVleet and company. Also, they're going to have to figure out how to shape that roster as they're about to make their pick, 29th overall. Just under 2 minutes left for the Raptors to make that selection. So what's in store for
the Timberwolves have a great team. They definitely have the best
looking at
draft.
a shooter like Jordan Nwora out of Louisville, 6'7", 6'11" wingspan, can really shoot the ball on the move. Potentially a guard as well, Malachi Flynn. I was able to go out to Vegas and watch him play 3-on-3, and he was incredibly impressive. Reminded me a little bit of Devontae Graham. So those are two guys I'm high on at this spot.
Yeah, with Fred VanVleet as an unrestricted free agent, I mean, him potentially moving, I think a guard could be helpful, especially Kyle Lowry as he trends to get a little bit older. Depending upon what happens with Ibaka, Gasol, you might also be looking for some depth from the big position as well.
An excellent use of the term penultimate by you for this pick. And don't think we didn't notice. Excellent work, Mike.
Well, you know, I figure...
That was worthy of the first round.
Dude, how the hell has Sheck West not been drafted yet?
When you say wingspan, right? People in the bag by the middle of the second round, right?
I'll give them something.
Give the people
what they want.
All the time. Raptors going to make this pick now, 29th overall, and then wrapping up the first round will be the Boston Celtics with the 30th pick of the first round. Is there anybody so far that you're really surprised that has not been selected yet, Jay?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that Daniel Oturu has not been selected yet, but there are a number of players. I mean, Tyler Bay still on the board from Colorado.
Sorry, bro, gotta go. My grandma got a
Nico Mannion's
heart
not been
attack.
selected.
Enjoy the
Desmond
20.
Bane's
Dude,
not been
NFL recap.
selected.
I hope she feels better.
It'd be interesting. You know, Mike Schmitz just mentioned Malachi Flynn of San Diego State. Tyrell Terry of Stanford is another point guard that can really shoot the ball. And thought this is about the time that he would be taken. So there are a number of really good options, and it shows the depth of this draft of good players. There may not be a depth of like no-brainer, great player all-stars in this draft, but there are a bunch of guys that are going to play in this league for a long time, and it's going to go into the second round of guys that you thought should have or could have been first-round picks are going to slip into the second round.
You know, we talked last night in the draft preview show about the surprises that you didn't know necessarily when Steph Curry was drafted that he would transform the way the game was played, that Kawhi Leonard would become the level of superstar that he is. Would put you on the spot. If you had to pick one guy, if we're saying that the rule is, and we don't expect necessarily franchise cornerstones, all-time greats, if someone's going to become a superstar out of the group that you've seen drafted so far tonight, who would it be?
Brenda, appreciate the sponsor. Thank you for becoming a member. Guys, if you want to become a member, check the chat.
What I'm saying is that you had guys like Steph and Kawhi that you didn't necessarily know that on draft night when we covered their draft, you know?
Superstar.
You can say none if you don't think so.
I don't know if I see.
Yeah, if we thought that now, they'd be at the top of the draft.
Right. Like, superstar for me is like being top 6, top 7 in the league. Like, I don't think there's too many. I think there's a lot of stars. I don't think there's a lot of superstars. So it's hard for me to put any of these guys right now in that superstar category.
Yeah, that's kind of the definition of surprise. I mean,
check my Insta.
But you got the definition of your job is to forecast and tell me what I'm going to see, right?
Be on my boat in the south of France if I can do that all the
analyst,
time.
not magician.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's duck and weave, Bob. Toronto with the 29th pick.
You're the penultimate
and also
host.
it's the next to the first round.
With the 29th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Malachi Flynn from San Diego State University.
And there he is. Mike's talked about him a couple of times tonight. Malachi Flynn going to Toronto. He was the Mountain West Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year.
Mike, I'd rather hear what you got to say about the top picks. I thought Clay going down would for sure seats Melo. What do you mean seats Melo?
Pandemic shut down the season. Didn't get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament.
Bro, they sold by not drafting Sheck West.
Of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, he's one of the best pick-and-roll players in the draft, and he's really improved as a playmaker. You know, he was more of a scorer at Washington State. He was more of a bucket getter who could really shoot it off the bounce. Then he goes to San Diego State and completely evolves his game. And then on the defensive end of the floor, he'll climb into you. He's not afraid of contact. He has incredibly quick hands and feet. Actually won Defensive Player of the Year in that conference as well, despite not having the most impressive measurables. So I love his mentality. Reminds me a little bit of Devontae Graham out of Kansas.
And another in your brother theory, he's the youngest of 7.
And there is the family picture, the youngest of 7, so he knows how to compete for sure. He also grew a foot.
All right, remember, guys, after this pick, we're going to move on to, we're going to do the second round on my TheFlightMike TV channel. A link to that's going to be here.
He grew 12 inches in
That was bad.
Come on, see, that was the pick. So you got to have a...
Okay. The Flynn family was able to see the picture that we just put on the screen. As they're looking at the pic, do they like that one? I think they do.
We lost out.
Family photo.
It is interesting watching how Toronto moves towards smaller guards.
This pick's
though, like
technically
Kyle Lowry.
Memphis's
Obviously,
pick.
He's 6'1". You have Fred VanVleet, and how they've had so much success playing small guard basketball.
You know, 10, 12 years ago, you wouldn't have done that. You'd want a bigger, stronger guard. But now, with the rules haven't changed, where skill is more of a factor, you know, and we pointed to Fred VanVleet. I mean, same thing for him 10, 12 years ago. But Malachi Flynn knows how to play. And I think this is a terrific pick for the end of the first round.
And if you talk to people who knew Fred VanVleet at that age, they would say Malachi's temperament was very similar. Not as exactly his game, but just the way he approaches things. He's not some brash guy. He's not all that vocal, but he commands respect from his teammates.
And really well conditioned. I mean, really well conditioned.
Will serve him well because there's not a lot of time to get ready because training camps are just around the corner with the start of the season just less than a month away. So had a trade in July of 2019. The Celtics got this first-round pick that they're about to make, the final pick of the first round. The Suns in exchange.
Good luck, Corey. It's going to be deleted in about 2 minutes. You better be quick.
24th overall. They turned it into former Virginia star Ty Jerome and also Aaron Baines going in that trade. So the Celtics are on the clock.
All right, guys.
Have already chosen.
Here's the. We're going to continue the stream. Link in the chat. I'm going to spam it out, okay?
Now, where is this pick going to wind up, Adrian?
Reese, this pick is on its way to the Memphis Grizzlies, and you know they were trying to move up in the draft and find some shooting. You know, Desmond Bain of TCU is a player they were really high on in the pre-draft process, but now Boston will select this pick for the Grizzlies.
All right, Woj, so Boston's had a productive night in terms of selecting shooters, and they will make this final pick. You just heard it's on its way to Memphis, who certainly got a prize in the draft last year by taking.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Ja
Just
Morant.
pin it.
So with a minute left on the clock, the selection has been made.
I'm not mad, bro. I'm tired.
Grizzlies.
With the 30th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Desmond Bain from Texas Christian University.
All right, guys.
So Desmond Bain, the first draft pick from TCU since Lee Nailon last century in 1999. Jay, you've talked about his ability to shoot the ball.
For those that are not going to go watch the second round on my other channel, thank you guys for coming out, man. Leave a like if you want to support me, man. Subscribe, maybe turn on my notifications. I have videos to make for you guys, man. Love all of you guys, man. Love all of y'all. I'll see. I'm not going to show my face on the other stream, by the way. I got to go eat something. I'm tired, man. I love y'all, man. Thank you.
That's it for me, but please stay tuned for the second round. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can transition smoothly.
Thank you very much. Desmond Bain was the